What?
Wow.
What?
Hey, hi.
All right. All right. Sorry, I forgot what I was supposed to say.
Where am I?
This is Dave Z.
Too much summer series.
You forgot what to say. Yeah, exactly. You forgot to say. I forgot that we had an episode to release. It's been a week. Couple of weeks anyway.
I thought we were recording last week, so I watched these movies a month ago.
Yes, right.
Yeah, we had to take a break because I was away for the weekend last weekend, and yeah, I totally forgot I hadn't released episode 153.
You were away for the last episode.
He's doing the Dorfman.
If it wasn't for Chris, a.k.a. Scott, we would have had episode 103 out, because I thought this was the next episode that we're recording right now. So that Derek B episode.
Or 153.
153. The urge to ghost dad you this early in the show is coming on.
Hey, Ghost Dad. Are you talking about Amityville Dollhouse?
Yes, that's
Amityville
that's
Ghost
exactly.
They should have a new one, Amityville Ghost Dad.
This one's basically Amityville Ghost Dad.
It's basically House.
I'll get it when I get it.
Dollhouse Ghost Dad?
I really need this coffee, apparently, because my mind just isn't working. I couldn't bring the show in right. I don't know what's going on.
You did watch the movies yesterday, so it makes sense that you wouldn't remember anything about them today.
Dude,
we got to record now. I just finished them. Sorry.
I watched 4 movies yesterday. I got up. I watched Amityville first. I'm telling you, there's something. I'm a little bit sad that it's gone now. I kind of like. I was kind of enjoying waking up on a Saturday morning and having that be my Saturday morning view an Amityville movie. There's something like, I don't know, it's these type especially, when they're not really hardcore like the first two, where it's just like, I don't know, it's kind of fun in that Saturday morning type way. And I'm going to miss that. But I watched
I'm not.
I know you.
Not at all.
You can continue, Dave. There's many more for you to enjoy.
But they're not going to be this type. As far as I'm concerned,
I hope you enjoy Amityville Shark next Saturday.
I'll never watch a movie with shark in the title. These are facts. Oh no, is it Shark? Yeah, it is Shark. Yeah, I've never watched a movie with shark in the title, so I'm not going to start now. But no, this is where we did the right thing with this Amityville thing. Truly, and I'm not just saying this just to sound cool or something. It's we did everything great. No, I'm just saying that if you look at the releases. Everything. This was the last. It stopped here. It stopped and didn't come back until the remake in 2005. And this is like, when did Dollhouse come out? 96?
96.
So they were coming out sort of frequently. Then all of a sudden, nothing for almost 10 years. And then after that, nothing came out after. There was like that Haunting one, which was like a ripoff of a, what do you call it? A paranormal activity type thing. It was a found footage movie. And then they brought that other one back, which was fine, with Jennifer Jason Leigh, which I actually liked. But, I mean, then they had all those ridiculous spin-offs that's why we have Amityville Shark now. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is, if you're going to say, hey, the Amityville franchise, even though there is no canon, in my opinion, I think this is where the canon would end, right here. This is the first 8 movies are the Amityville. Then you could throw in the remake, fine. But
do you think you need to copyright just to get the house image? Do you think that's copyright or what? Because like otherwise, yeah, we should do like one of our movies is called Amityville. The like video, pizza.
And if you say Amityville, Candyman comes.
Yeah.
And Ghost Dads.
Yeah.
And I saw Candyman yesterday. That was the other movie I saw. So that was the second one I saw. Okay. Went to the theater to see Candyman with the family. Then I came home. And then I watched Leatherface. And then I watched The Wailing. So I watched 4 movies yesterday and then went to bed.
That's a long night. The Wailing's super fucking long, too.
Yeah.
It is.
And that's the one he complained about the most. In
the
chat.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, the fucking best movie on that list, and he's fucking like, Ghost Dad and fucking Amityville, awesome. What's The Wailing?
It's a 9 out of 10. I'm just saying there are issues with this fucking movie, and I told him it's in that chat. You can look and see, because here's the deal. Once again, at the end of the movie, I was confused. 3 times I've seen it. This time I thought I had it going. I'm like, okay, the old man is actually the good guy, and this is my thought going in. I'm like, okay, so I'm watching this, thinking from this better perspective, and it turns out when things go on at the end, I'm like, fuck, I was wrong again. I cannot remember every time I watch the movie. So then I go to a website, and they have every fucking minute thing explained. It's beautiful. It's just, believe me, it's really cool the way they did it here.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah. So I looked it up, and I was like, okay. That's all well and good. However, the fact that they showed this scene and the fact that they showed this scene were misdirections and they were done wrong. Therefore, there's an issue. It's still a 9 out of 10. It's a great movie. I'm just not cupping its balls as I blow it. That's it.
Not cupping its balls. Not even one?
It's the new phrase.
I mean, like the
No,
left
it's
one?
the
You're
new
just like
phrase.
feather dusting? The
Cup the balls is a new thing. I said it on. I was
oh
talking
my
about
God.
the banner. Well, hold on. I did. Wait a minute now. I'm not trying. I said this on a summer series. I was talking about the battery. I said everybody blows the battery, including me. The difference is I don't cup the balls while I'm blowing. So after I said that, people are talking about it on the podcast under the shared group page and this and that and LOL, cup the balls.
Is this
People are
recently?
using- Yes.
We used cup the balls on this show way long ago.
I know that, but the podcast under the stairs people, they haven't listened to our show. It's a new term for them, so
Fuck
What can I
fuck
do?
all of those people. Fuck all of those listeners.
I agree.
If any of them, if anybody's come over to join the show, get the fuck out of here.
holy shit.
Go cup that show's balls.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. Cup the ball. I don't know. What episode is this? 154. I got that right.
154. Yeah.
Yes. Next week. Next show is a big show.
So
It's a big
Candyman.
show.
Let's talk about Candyman. Did you like Candyman? I heard
Yeah,
it's
it was
amazing. Okay.
Well, it's not amazing. It's pretty good though. Once again, for me, this is the year of the pretty good horror movie. You know, I'm not gonna say it's great. I did enjoy my time with it. It's better than the second and the third sequel. The other sequels, because this is basically a sequel, and they did it the right way. They changed the mythology a bit, as you kind of expect. I'm not mad at that. It's a new take. I'm fine with that. If you're not going to have a remake and you're going to do it this way and have it as a spiritual sequel, I guess is the hip word to use, then you could play with the mythology a bit.
People are using that spiritual sequel.
You never heard
Celebration
that?
of the spiritual circle is
What?
Clive Barker a celebration of the spiritual sequel? Is Clive Barker's name in any of the credits? Because it seems like it's been avoided for any of the
Right.
promotional material, and I'm shocked by that. Like, it's got to be created by or based on characters created by Clive Barker at the very least. That credit has to be in there. Because if it's not, actually, I will not go see the movie.
I think legally it has to say somewhere based on characters created by Clive Barker. It
Yeah, at
has
the
to.
very least. Yeah. I
mean, look
thought
at
this was a remake, and then I found out it was a sequel. So that was intriguing to me. But then I'm like, still, I haven't seen Clive Barker's name once on this promotional material. Now, I understand he's not directing, he's not in the limelight, so to speak, like as much as he used to be. But within the horror realm, he's still very well known. And I know Jordan Peele has a lot of appeal. and that's what's driving this force. But you figure in tandem, they could have even excelled at even more so and got more people to be excited about it. But
From the mind. Of
you don't think
Jordan
so?
No,
and Clive Barker.
absolutely
What do you mean,
not.
no?
I think 90% of the people who went to see this have no idea who Clive Barker are.
Yes. I agree.
He's more than one now. He's
Yeah. The plural of Clive Barker is Clive Barker. That's great. B doesn't even know. That's great.
it's fine.
Oh, because I said R instead of
Yeah,
They have no idea who Clive Barker are. It's like a religion. We're Clive Barker. Welcome to our monastery or something,
Man.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm telling you,
pretty
they
good.
don't. They don't. There's we're horror nerds, so we know. I'm telling you. I guarantee you. I know it did very well. I guarantee you. most of the young people who went to see this movie have no idea who Clive Barker is. I'm serious. I think you guys have. I think Clive Barker is underrated in the sense that a lot of people probably don't know who he is.
He doesn't
he doesn't have the mainstream clout that like a Wes Craven or a John Carpenter have.
Oh, I think he did. I think he just decided to take a backseat and not direct anymore, and then focus on art and writing. But like you're right, he definitely has disappeared from the limelight. But I think it would be insulting to say horror. Horror fans, whether younger, I think young horror fans would know who Clive Barker is.
Yes. I think you're giving too much credit to people.
Well, yeah, I try to, and they typically disappoint me. So it's characters by Clive Barker and Bernard Rose, actually.
See?
And so that's the only thing. Screenplay by the group that we know. But that's the only mention of Clive Barker. Oh, I've asked him, and we're good with it. Yeah.
He's sitting back relaxing in his Clive Barker lounger.
I know how you can make this right. Here's how you can make this right, see.
I'm going to get him to sign the Laserdisc version of it?
Yes. I was going to say, go buy it when it comes out, go to a convention, have him autograph it, and then sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
And you've done Clive Barker a good service since he was left out. Do you think he would sign it? If you brought him Clive Barker, if you brought him Candyman 2021 and said, I wonder if he has any reservations about it for not being properly, you know what I mean? Pimped, if you will.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. He's been, not present for any of the promotional materials for it and anything. It's very interesting, but that's fine. A new take based on his story and I guess the first movie. So be it.
Because all they're doing is borrowing the rights to his characters. So maybe he wanted nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. Yeah, but that's money, homie. Well, I guess if he's still getting paid, it doesn't matter.
I'm sure he's getting paid. And I'm not really worried about Clive Barker's financials. I'm sure he's done okay for himself.
Well, you know how people are. It's never enough. Oh, it's never enough.
I think for him it's enough.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe.
He doesn't.
I think he's an artist and he's made money. But at the other end of the day, right is right. And, it's shocking. Like, I even thought they'd be like, from the mind of Jordan Peele, original characters based on Clive Barker. Like, I think that would have had a draw. Yeah. I really do. And there's name is nowhere. I mean, when I say nowhere, characters developed by Clive Barker. It's a little afterthought. Like, you have to put it in for legal purposes.
Because
I'm
Jordan
really
Peele
shocked.
is selling the movie today. Because everybody who's going to see it is going to see it because of Jordan Peele, not because of Clive Barker.
Yeah, but still, a double dose won't hurt. Because I was picturing it just like the way C said it, from the mind of whatever, from Jordan Peele, and the mind of Clive Barker or something comes a terrifying new take.
Because we're 35-year horror watchers. The 15, 16-year-olds who are going to see this, Jordan Peele's enough. Jordan Peele gets them in the seats.
You're right, and they're not going to know them. You're
then
right.
Then they have to Google Clive Barker and be like, oh, he did the original.
I think younger horror fans will know Clive Barker, but not younger, regular.
Oh, of course. No, of course. Of course,
right,
that goes
but
without saying.
There are some people who are probably just like, oh, let's go see that new Candyman. Looks pretty good. Who have no idea who Clive Barker is. Might not even know that there was an original Candyman.
I don't
know where you won't hear that? Probably in Alabama. I'm sorry.
Alabama.
You know where you might not hear that? The LCBO.
So you've been talking to Heather lately, right? You found out that's what our liquor store's called.
No, I haven't been talking to Heather. I stopped by the Liquor Board of Ontario. I had to go there.
Yeah, why?
Nobody was wearing a fucking mask in that fucking place.
Yeah, whatever.
Wait a
bunch of fucking neckbeards at the fucking Liquor Board of Ontario over there.
He's been researching things that he can bring up on the show, and the fucking LCBO is what he fucking brings up.
I didn't. I researched.
I never heard of it. Wow. Okay.
Well, before that's the only place you could get liquor for the longest time. We only started putting some
Duty-free.
wine. Well, duty free's at the borders. I'm talking about where we would buy our alcohol if we wanted it on a week to week or like most of you out there day to day basis.
Whoa,
you
whoa,
fucking
whoa.
alcoholics.
Let me interrupt.
Sorry.
Are you
Yeah,
allowed
sorry.
to go to the bathroom at duty free? And if so, is it duty free? Is it only number one?
Duty.
What were you? Hold on. What were you gonna ask?
Hold on. What about the beer store? You know, there's a store in Canada called the beer store, B.
Yeah. Before it was the LCBO, which is the liquor store, and then there was the beer store. That's where you got your beer, your liquor. That's how it was government controlled.
It's called
in
the
that
beer
sense.
store and they have liquor there?
No.
Fucking dumbass fucking name. Go to the beer store to
It's
get
just
your
beer.
liquor. Is it just beer?
Yes. Beer. Well, it's beer and like, you get ciders and shit like that. And then at the
you guys-
LCBO,
you guys love your fucking ciders up there.
Yeah, they are cider
You
nuts.
fucking
Yeah.
cider nuts. You guys cider donuts, you cider. Like,
They are ciderish.
Yeah. Fuck.
Okay, cider's good.
Just when I get back on board on liking you two, the conversation pops up. I'm like, fuck. Like, just fuck. It's going to be interesting having John Rhoades. John Rhoades fucking calls me out. You spelled my name wrong. I can't wait to talk to him about this. You spelled my name wrong. I go, you spell it stupid. Like, no one spells it that way.
It just sounds like it's a fucking hassle to get a drink in Canada. I gotta go before the Liquor Board of Ontario. Can I just have a fucking shot of vodka, you motherfuckers?
Yeah.
Like we were
Well, unlike you guys, we don't have a liquor store at every corner and a gun store at every corner. We kind of like decide like, we're going to control it a bit, just a little bit.
Hold on.
And then, okay, hold on. Now what?
That's only in the ghetto, homie.
Okay.
and that is for control. It's
Every second corner in suburbia. Then gotta get my gun. Where I'm going with it though is that since then though we've gotten a little. We're like, okay, we're behind the times in a sense. It was very controlled, and you'd have to go to these stores. And now grocery stores have certain beers, certain wines, but there's not a large selection. Like you can't just go to every grocery store and be able to purchase whatever you want. You'll be able to get something.
We don't have liquor in grocery stores here in Jersey.
No, we don't either. Vegas we do, but not.
Yeah.
So
Vegas,
yeah, but like I don't think you can buy vodka or anything like that in grocery stores. You can buy wine, ciders, and beer.
Right.
I'm gonna start a place called the
beer.
Cider Store, but you can only get beer there.
So
Just because.
Can you please start that up? I can't wait to see that fail fucking miserably.
Well, I gotta get approval from the Liquor Board of Ontario.
LCBO and the OPP.
LCBO.
You're gonna call it the
Excuse me.
Cider House Rules.
Judge
Nice, see?
Judge
Yeah.
Jameson and Captain Morgan. Take my case before Judge Jameson and Captain Morgan. Excuse me. Is this the Liquor Board of Ontario?
My God. I just wish Heather was. Even Heather would just be dumbfounded right now. She'd be just stupefied into silence.
She gave me this good material and I turned it on her to make fun of all of Canada.
Yet none of Ken is laughing at you. You're like, what's going on down there?
I love it. They're laughing at you.
Yeah, come on up. We
There's a
opened the
place
board.
in Canada
Sorry.
called. Listen, I was watching a movie. One of the movies I saw yesterday, I forgot which one because I watched so many and I'm spiraling still. The thing is this: as I'm watching the movie, in the background, somebody comes out of a movie theater and it says "movies, movies, movies." And I go, wait a minute, I was going to make a joke about Canada, but I'm like, oh, no, that's video. But is there a movies, or no?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. All right. I don't know where. I wish I knew what movie it was.
And I think it
But
was
we're
just
coming out-
video, but I don't think there was a third video. I think we added it into the show. Maybe it was
because something
video,
else.
video.
No, it was. It was 3 videos, 2 pizzas.
That's
Remember,
yeah,
pizza, video,
Yeah.
and then there was another joke about it. And the beer store can be added onto it now.
3 videos, 2 pizzas.
It's 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna hit the beer store. We're gonna go get pizza, and then we're gonna go to the movies.
Video,
Oh, I love it.
Video.
Don't fuck it.
Yep,
Don't fuck with it.
that's okay.
Why don't you start one of
I'm
those?
not making
You can buy videos and cider at the same place.
Wait, if it's a liquor,
Pizza.
it's called the Liquor Board of Ontario?
Liquor Control
LCB.
Board.
Liquor Control Board. Okay, that makes sense.
So why do you know about this, B? What's the story? Are you planning to go? Are we gonna have this get together and you're doing it without us? Or what's going on here?
We'll get together.
What skit?
Okay, I'm
Did you
asking.
say- you did say skint.
Skit.
Kent.
skit. Like, we're gonna go like, hey,
No, I
let's
think
go to
he
the
said
LCBO.
I said skint. Did
No,
you say
I heard
skint?
skit.
Did you say skint or skint?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't say any
You
either.
definitely said something with an SK on it.
What did I say before there? What was the word before?
Are you gonna have this little skint? And we're not involved?
Oh no, this little get together. I thought I said.
Yeah, that's a skint.
You think I didn't say a skint?
You
I would never
definitely
say that
said
word.
skint. You just said it. You can't
I don't
say
even know what that means.
You can't say a skint, like a get together. I think skint's a word.
No, I never said that. I said you gonna have this little get together. I don't know what I said. Either way, bottom line, have you started to make plans about something happening in Toronto? Because people, inquiring minds want to know, and I want to go. So is this why you're talking about it? Because the LCBO, you've been turned on to it for some reason?
No. I just heard about it. I thought it was fucking stupid. I thought I'd come on here and make fun of it in front of Christian and anger him a little.
Well, done.
It just sounds so proper and formal and so tough to get a glass of wine.
It's
Your
not
case
at
will
all.
be
But
reviewed, and in 3 months we will let you know if you can have that glass of red.
Yeah, but they got legal weed.
and it's not like that. Don't you have it now too?
We have legal weed.
But yeah, but all of Canada has legal weed.
Pretty much
not federal.
everywhere here has. Yeah, well, it's not federal. But...
It's not federal. That's a big difference, though, in the world. If I get tested, if I'm working and I get tested and I come up positive because I have a DOT license and for certain and most jobs in the country, see that's the problem here.
Nothing about you screams positive, so don't worry.
Except for HIV.
If I come up though, I could lose my job, even though it's legal.
Yeah,
It's legal in the fucking state. Until it's federally legal, they won't make changes to the companies. When it becomes federal, that's one thing. So it's a big difference, homie. I mean, there's no fucking...
Why, you want to be high at work, too?
I don't want to be high at work at all. No. I want to be high on Friday night, maybe Saturday night. So be it. That's all I'm saying. But if I eat it on Friday or Saturday and I get popped on Monday, I could come up positive here. That's the problem.
And what? It goes on your permanent record? Like,
Well,
I thought if
no,
you
you could get fired. You could fucking at my place you wouldn't get fired. They send you to rehab and you lose pay for a week.
Your wife's waiting for you to come home. What happened? My job threw me in rehab. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I had
here?
one fucking gummy.
I had a gummy.
That's the rules. Nothing I can do about it, man. But here's the deal. All they have to do is change the testing from piss or hair to swab testing because the swab only goes back 12 hours. So, but they won't make that move until it's federal. You know what I'm saying? This way, as long as obviously you don't want people getting high at work. I wouldn't. Nobody. That's ridiculous. But if you show up,
I can't even read this fucking meter right now. I ain't even trying to read this meter right now.
But if you want to accurately depict if people are high at work, that's the answer. It's a swab test. But the government and whoever they had to deal with New York State and my company, they're not going to let that happen. Even though it's legal in New York State, until it's federal, the union can't intervene. I don't know. It's a game. It's BS.
Dave's in everyone's kitchen eating all their food. It's like, go read the fucking meter, asshole.
Get out of my fucking house.
So, I just got bad news. I guess I got immediate depression just now from a text.
Oh no!
John Rhoades is joining us. I'm sorry, homie.
He loves you.
I
loves
love
you,
John
and you're
Rhoades.
just
I know.
pissing
I
all
love
over his
John
lit
Rhoades.
cigar. I could just picture him like this, with a stogie. You just fucking piss it all over his face and cigar. I don't know why that image is in my head, but it's in my head. Yeah. Can you share that bad news? Oh, a piss test, and I'll test positive. They'll have to test the cigar for drugs.
Why are you depressed? What's going on?
What happened?
Well, I'm going to another movie today. I'm going to see The Night House with the family at 2:00. I wanted to do it all one day, but that was too much. I said, hey, why don't we do one here and one? Plus, it's cheaper to go at certain times. I said, okay. let's do this. So honestly, it only cost $20 for fucking the three of us to go. So it's nice. So we're gonna go see the Night House today at 2:00, which is wonderful. And I want to take my family and do things. But now I get a text from the wife says, after the movie, we have to go to Target to shop for school supplies and hopefully find a backpack. So the thought of going into a store to shop is fucking immediate depression for me. I do. So because I'm a nice guy, because I want to do things with my family, instead of me being allowed to come home and fucking do whatever else I want to do, I have to be subjected to this fucking school shopping. And I really don't like it. I didn't like it as a kid. I like it even less now. I don't want to go in stores. If I go in stores, it's zip in and zip out, and I got my AirPods in, and I talk to nobody, and I do my thing. Boop, 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 boop. Going school shopping?
I thought fucking someone died. I thought someone was fucking sick. He's got to go fucking school shopping, Brandon.
I will tell you this, homie. This is going to sound terrible.
You broke
But
it.
as much as I hate wakes, and I hate going to wakes, probably another thing more than anybody, I would probably rather go to a wake than have to go to school.
Hun, what? We got 2 wakes to go to today. Come on, get the kids. Let's go to the wake. Who wants to go to a wake?
That's what I said. Nobody likes it, but nobody likes it any less than I do. I can't stand fucking wakes. I can't stand anything to do with that type. But when I die, I told them. I said, number one,
Why do they call them wakes when nobody ever wakes up?
It's stupid, right? I mean, I wish they would wake up, right?
Sleeps. We're going to the sleeps today.
That's what they should. We should go
Eternal
to the
sleeps. Wake up, Peter.
Wake up!
Why is he still in a coffin anyway? His funeral was fucking 3 months ago.
Dave, that sounded exactly like Sam Kinison. The way you said wake up.
Wake up! Yeah, right.
You did. You sounded like Kinison.
There's nothing here but sand!
I don't know where the food is! I wish he was still around, man. He was fucking amazing. Oh.
Yeah.
I went to his wake last week. Crazy.
What?
Look at Fred's face.
I'm sorry.
I had to go to a wake, and for once I wanted it to be a wake instead. My Uncle Joe passed away, so we had this thing. And not only, instead of it being a wake, we had to go. They said, okay, well, there's not going to be a wake. There's only going to be church, followed by something at the funeral home. So now, but this is what happened. I'm thinking, okay, great. Instead of having to be 2 hours max, it's going to be something quicker. But no, I had to go to fucking church at 8 a.m. for an hour. Then after church, we had to drive someplace else because they had his ashes, and my aunt had to put his ashes inside the wall, and they had to have more talk there, everybody there. Then after that, they had a brunch, and everybody had to go there. It was a fucking 4-hour thing. And then
why is there always a fucking meal after someone dies? What is it? Why can't you just bury the person and go home? Why do you have to gather around and eat?
So
why do anything? Just fucking, when I die, it's like I told my wife, when I die, I want nothing. You don't have to do one damn thing. Oh, seriously.
I don't even want to be buried.
I'm taking your ashes back to school shopping, Dave.
We're going to weekend at Bernie's you up. We're going to take you everywhere you didn't want to go. The LCBO. Yeah. We're going to take you back to school shopping.
I'm going to put them in a fucking backpack.
Yeah. You want to continue, Dave? We have you on strings.
Well, I will tell you one thing for sure. A dead person should not be the reason somebody else has to wake up early in the morning, especially a weekend morning. I never want to do that to somebody in life. I certainly don't want to do it in death. I'm dead. Why should I make you guys wake up at a fucking 7, 8 in the morning to come do something for me? I'm dead. You can do it anytime you want.
Yeah, they don't have to wake up early. They don't have to wake up at all.
Right. This is what I'm saying. I don't like to impede on people's lives because I don't like when people impede on my life. I try to live by the rule, man. So I don't want any of that shit. I don't want anything that's going to, when somebody's passed away, why have them wake up early and why have them leave work early or go to places or have to take a day off because you died? If anything, if you want to do something that's, like I said, have a party at night, get together get like go to like a bar, get like a room, like if you had like a fantasy draft or something. Say we want to reserve this room for a couple hours at night, and then have a drink on me. That's fine. Go in there. Hey, Dave's dead. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Hey, Dave's dead.
Because she's not coming to our funerals, Brandon. Yeah.
No,
Possibly. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, make sure I'm pre-approved for a couple of ciders before you're passing.
Yeah.
Make sure the LCBO has it approved, so this way we can celebrate. See, he's dead.
So I got to tell this. So my father, I'm not laughing when my father passed away, but when my father passed away, we did the church thing, and then we went to a little mini hall and had like a gathering, and it's for people to gather and reminisce. That's what it's for. But it was on the weekend, I think, Dave. So it was bad, or a weekday. Sorry. So it wasn't any better, but it wasn't early in the morning at least. However, after we're all ready to go, one of my dad's friends comes up and he's like, "What are they doing with all this food?" He took a doggy bag home. I'll never forget it. He wanted a doggy bag. I'm like, let's get him a doggy bag, and he took home all this food in a little bag for my dad's funeral. Yeah, so I thought.
Okay, so in death, you did something good.
That might be worse than the friends of my parents who didn't come to my mom's funeral because they had an Allman Brothers concert. And they didn't even lie. They told us, like, we have an Allman Brothers concert.
What?
Yeah. And they didn't come to my mom's funeral for that. And but people come back to the house. You sit shiva for a couple of days after, and people do bring a ton of food. And it is obviously so you can gather around, talk, reminisce, and stuff like that. But it's also so that the family doesn't have to cook for, an extended period of time. So they bring a ton of food. If somebody asked for a doggy bag, I'd be like, get the fuck out. That's fucking Dave when weed becomes federally legal.
That's funny.
He's gonna
it's so funny.
Stumbling into wakes.
The reason I actually have a picture of him, and this wasn't planned. It was just I went to my mom's and I found all these old pictures because he was my confirmation sponsor too. So that's me at 13, confirmed. Look how happy I look, and that's my dad's friend who was he was into movies. I gave him like the Toxic Avenger to watch, gore horror way back in the day. He would watch anything I gave him. So he was a really good guy, but he was eccentric. Like this guy could, it's like, that Jerky Boys one with Crazy Fingers? This guy was Crazy Fingers. He hit a piano, he'd be like jazz piano. Like all that discordant shit that like somehow works. Like he could just hit any piano and do it. Like he was talented, but he was just eccentric and had a personality that would skip from one thought process to another more so than I ever did. Like I do that, but he was way worse. And this guy, so it's not like abnormal for him, but he was like a normal person. Like there was no learning disability or no slowness to him or whatever like that. It was just, I thought it was odd that he asked for a doggy bag, but
very odd.
Did
it's
that
very
priest
odd.
touch you? Did that priest touch you? He definitely touched you.
That wasn't even. I don't even. Yeah.
You must not have been a good-looking kid then.
Yeah. I never once got molested.
It is very odd that he did that, but my take on it was, and if it happened to me, I would look at the guy a little side-eye too, and like, what the fuck? Of course, my dad's like me; he wants nothing. But anyway, I look at it this way: at least in your father's death, he gave this guy something. So he did. He gave him a meal to take home, and this guy can feel that way. Well, look at this. I lost my dear friend. You know what? I get to take home food for a day or something out of it. At least I got something out of it. Just here's my
such a positive spin. Yeah.
Try to put a positive spin on it. And here's my biggest. Here's the thing. There's no positive spin on this at all. I hate to say it, but a funeral procession is the worst thing ever. You ever be driving and all of a sudden you got to stop because fucking 50 cars have to come and everything gets held up for a funeral? I'm thinking, this fucking person's dead. They're holding up traffic. It's fucking bad enough we do it in life. A dead person should not hold up traffic, and I refuse to hold up traffic when I'm dead. I every time I see a funeral procession, I'm like, fucking A, really? The guy's dead. They got to do this now.
Maybe they could do drone service and just fly the coffin over the fucking city. Like that should be the future. Maybe we should do that. Drone funerals, and just so no traffic being held up, and you just like you suspend this guy fucking. And then everybody can just look up and see it to the streets, and everybody can salute whatever they need to do.
Was your dad cremated?
He was. He did not want to be
No, 'cause
buried.
I don't know
Me,
why.
that's
All
what
I
I
have
want.
is this image of this guy be like, "What are you guys gonna do with those cookies?" And him emptying your dad's
Grab
ass
some.
jar. It's like, I'm gonna put them in this cookie jar here. I'll leave your dad here on the couch. I'm gonna.
He hadn't been at that point yet, but he said he did not want to be put in the ground. He did not. For whatever reason, I didn't know this about my dad. I found that out when I guess my mom shared the information that we're having a funeral, but he's going to be cremated. I'm like, oh, cool. I want to be as well. So does my mom. They
It's cool. It's very hot. Like, oh, cool. Then opposite of that.
What a morbid turn this conversation took. But yeah, doggy bags, funeral doggy bags. That's what we've come to.
No, it's funny because talk about not wanting to be put in the ground. My nephew keeps asking a lot about his grandmother. He's like, "You think she's a skeleton by now?" I'm like, "Probably. Like we could dig her up next time you come up, and we could check it out."
We can.
You didn't say that to him.
He's
did
like,
you?
he's like, was she buried with clothes on? I was like, yes, she was buried with clothes. Like,
No.
all these weird questions. Like, no, we buried her naked.
In a thong.
I want to be.
in an edible thong. So the worms have a nice snack.
Yeah, Jesus.
I don't even want to get into that. I want to be burned too. That's one of the reasons why. Plus, I don't want to take up space.
I want to be burned a
I'm
lot.
thinking about the world. I'm thinking about the world. I don't want people to wake up early. I don't want people to wake up early on my behalf because waking up early sucks. I don't want traffic to be held up on my behalf because, let's face it, that sucks. And I don't want to take up space when I'm dead because I'm dead, so burn me. I'm only thinking about everybody else because that's the way I live. I try to say, hey, the things that aggravate me probably aggravate them, so I don't want to do that. I want to be the better guy and say, hey, I'm not going to do that. That's all. I'm just trying to, But speaking of pictures, you said pictures and you talked up and you showed that picture up. My wife was burning a candle. She was doing something. She was praying to Saint somebody one day, and she did this thing. She
Saint
burned
Maud?
the candle by the door. Maybe. And the flame was real high, so she texted it. She took a photo of it and sent it to her friend, and her friend said, look, do you see that? Now, I'm going to show you a picture. I don't know if it's going to work here, but this is the picture this way. Okay.
Oh, you froze on us right when you put the picture
Can
up.
you see? Oh,
I saw. Well, we saw the
It's
flame.
the red candle.
Red candle,
no,
the
look behind.
flame.
There's a part that's highlighted. Hold on. There's a part that's highlighted.
The circular part. Yeah.
Okay, now look in there and tell me what you see.
Pac-Man ghost.
I can't.
Sorry, I had to take.
That's brilliant. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. Well, look at this. I'll show you a closer up version.
Holy shit! It's a little digital. I see something obviously, but I can't really make anything out. Holy
There's
shit!
some
I'm
fucking
crying.
scary ass faces there, and I'm telling you, I'm not really a full believer in everything, but the more I'm seeing over these last 5 years or so, I'm seeing crazy things. But that picture and the faces in it, and they're all outside our door, trying to get in. And when she lit the candle and started
Why
doing
did I
this,
go visit him? That's scary.
two of the cats, Ginny started bugging the fuck out, running all over the house and doing it for no reason. They were acting out of control, and they don't usually do that. But I don't know. It's strange. Maybe I'll put it up on the page where you can get a better look at it or something. But I forgot all about it until you showed that picture, and I was like, oh yeah, picture. I got to bring this up because it's pretty
Do
crazy.
you believe in all this voodoo bullshit? What movie?
I want to. Oh, it's
You
a
know what?
movie?
Yes, it definitely
Believe in all
is.
this.
Blair, do you
Oh,
believe in this voodoo?
What's the name? Oh, I know what it is.
Blair, yeah.
It's what do you call it? It's fucking Day of the Dead? No. Hold on, wait a minute. Gosh, it's a movie I've seen so many fucking times.
Do you believe in
And
this
it's gonna
voodoo
drive-
bullshit?
I've seen it so many times. Do you believe in this? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, God. Oh, The Thing.
Yep, the thing. You got it.
the thing. There you go.
It's something I've seen it so many damn times that I was tip of my tongue, Whew, okay. Because I know who said it. What's his name said it?
It wasn't Blair.
No. The guy that has the same first name as the same last name.
Yeah.
Clark.
No, the actor. David.
Wilford?
Oh my God, you're killing me here.
David.
David Keith.
David
Keith or Keith
Yeah.
David.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
David
It's
Keith.
Keith David.
No, it's
No,
David
Keith.
Keith, isn't it? Don't tell me.
No, it's not.
I always fuck it up too. I
Is the
swear
black
it's
guy
David
David
Keith.
Keith or Keith David? Black guy's Keith David.
Yes.
Yes.
Keith David. Yeah.
Oh,
but
man.
who is
See, I
David
always say
Keith?
David Keith.
Yeah, I
He's
forgot.
a white actor.
But who is he? What's he been in?
What has Keith David been? I mean,
Yeah.
Fuck. He's a white actor.
I wasn't asking for his ethnicity.
David-
That's really general. He's a white actor. Thanks.
He's in Firestarter.
An officer, gentleman, Firestarter, Major League 2.
Oh, okay. He was around.
Keith
He's no
David.
Keith David. I'll take
God.
Keith David over David Keith any day.
Oh, Keith David is a
much.
fucking institution, man.
David Keith was nominated for 2 Golden Globe Awards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, Keith David was up for a Shutter Award last year.
So fuck him.
Keith
Or a
David
chainsaw.
was given an LCBO award.
Fuck. Has anybody put them both in a
Best
movie?
cider.
Like
For
why?
Best cider.
Why haven't they both been in a movie together? That would be the
They have
best.
to be. They really-
You, and they just come together.
And it's
That's
starring
a teaser.
David Keith David.
And it just says Keith, David, Keith. That's just,
No, David Keith David.
that's
Just
that's,
like that.
That's pretty funny too.
All
But I
in
think
one,
mine.
like Worf, like a human centipede. They should put them in a human centipede 4.
Now you recognize him, Dave?
Yeah, I do. David Keith. Yeah, I do recognize him.
Yeah, that's Keith
But they should
David.
put David Keith and Keith David in the human centipede.
Yes,
It makes
yes.
perfect sense. That's what the 4th one should be. People that have the same first names as last names that are actors. Because there's another inference of this, an instance of it, right? And put
Jordan
them
Pe-
together, make like a. Yeah, that'd be cool. And it
Jordan
has to
Peele
be in order.
presents.
Like the last name has to be, Keith David has to be first, and then David Keith, because it has to go David to David. You know what I mean?
Keith David Keith. Keith David
Yeah.
David Keith.
That's the centipede. Yeah.
That's not really much. You need another person for a centipede.
I don't know
that's
why.
With 4 different people total. There's another instance in movies where somebody has the same last name as another actor with a first name. You know what I mean? Oh, like William Cat and Cat Williams. They could do that too.
Look at what's happened to me now.
I'm telling you.
I'm a human centipede.
I'm telling you, Tom Six. I hope you're listening.
And he's not the front, which is even weirder for the singing part. The end.
I'm telling you, that would be cool. They would do it too, I think. What do they
Who
do?
else? Who else could we do?
There's got to be another actor. For
We'll get Nikki Six to direct it.
What about Six Nicky?
I don't think. Anyway,
Well, the Six
holy
Nicky.
shit.
Yeah. Is there anybody with the first name of Six? Well, there's that girl, right? Six. But that was a character. Damn. There's Tom.
Morgan Freeman, Morgan Fairchild, the two
No.
Morgans.
It's got to be last name first. There's a million fucking Brandons. You can't put you with every Brandon. That's no fun. If there was a guy with the first name of Orlick, then we could do it. Brandon Orlick Jones or some shit.
Orlick Jones. I'm changing my name to Orlick Jones. OJ.
That's right.
OJ. That's what OJ stands for.
That's probably why.
Orlick, Orlick Jones.
Orlick Jones. I know. I believe
Orlick
it.
Jones
Buffalo.
He's got a little
National
bit of time
treasure.
on his hand. Yeah, he could probably be in it too.
Yeah. OJ, J-O. Oh, J-Lo. OJ and J-Lo. J-Lo. That'd be great.
J-Lo.
Huh? I'd love to see J-Lo's fucking lips stuck to OJ's asshole. That'd be great.
Oh God, I'm gonna vomit
Anyway.
because the
Okay.
thought process.
Oh, does that matter?
Yeah, I'm not a. No, it does that. It doesn't really win me over. I just the idea. Ugh.
Does it really win me over?
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Wow.
I've never really been a fan of that idea.
want to see J-Lo's lips glued to OJ's asshole. Does that bother you? It doesn't really win me over. That's going to be posted in the chat group in 5 years by Ram Man, and nobody's going to know what the fuck it is, but it's going to be hilarious.
You know what you should text back to your wife, going back to that? Hey, you got time before the movie to get that done. Send.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
I'd fucking get in trouble for it, I'm sure, but you're probably right.
Test it out and see what happens.
Yeah.
All of a
test
sudden
the
she's
water.
burning a candle upstairs with your picture.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, she's not keeping those demons away. She's summoning them.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm probably the one
You better
summoning them.
you better set up some cameras around the house because you always said you'd keep recording. Maybe the movie will film itself. I won't even have to write a script.
Well, they can't get in. We're okay. They're on the outside trying to get in, but the candle kept them out. That's the beauty of it.
That's scary, man. That's a good premise right there. You can just light the candle and keep filming, and then just
I
show
was
the
thinking-
demons at the window.
We could put that in the movie. We could get like a found footage angle at one point and do like a Lake Mungo, except this really happened. This is an authentic, undoctored picture. We can do the zoom in at the end and you'd see the fucking scary ass faces there. I'm telling you, this is like a found footage movie.
I think we should have a medical professional look at the picture this way, then it becomes doctored.
Who said Lake Mango? That wasn't me last show, right? I just saw Ram Man
hands
put
and
Lake
feet.
One
Mango.
of us had to bring it up because Dave had diarrhea from mangoes 6 weeks ago, and ever since then he shits 3 times a show now.
Maybe it was just Ram Man bringing it up, calling it Lake Mango. So,
Maybe one of us said Lake Mango. Maybe he said
I
it
can't
as a
remember.
joke. Maybe I was talking about mangoes and he said Lake Mango. I don't know. Could be something
I've been on a found footage kick though.
nice.
have you
I
found
knew
any
I told
other
you.
good ones? You mentioned that Mississippi Mills or
What?
whatever that one is. Howard's Mills. Mississippi
Howard. Did you watch Howard?
Mississippi
I
Burning?
watched that one, but you mentioned another one while you in the same sentence as that, and I
Horror,
can't remember.
horror in the high desert.
And
Yes.
it's worth it.
They're
Yeah,
all on my list. Yep.
yeah.
They're on my list, but I can't do that until I finish Summer Series and 1970. But then I'll do that, and hey, I got a full plate with movies.
When is that 70s show filming? Because I watched 3 way back when. I haven't touched another one.
I haven't touched 1970 either. I've watched a
Guys got
few.
time. It's okay. You just bang them out.
When is it supposed to
We
be
need a
done?
date. We need.
Yeah, I want a date so I know when I have to bang these out by.
I'll give you a date. October 13th. How's that?
Give me
I don't
another
think
date.
that's a real date.
Fair? October 13th.
I think you're lying.
Oh,
That is a
really?
Saturday though. I think.
Well, I know a thing or two about a thing or two. No, it's actually a Wednesday. So my mistake. It's October the 15th.
I believed you too. You said that with such conviction. I think that's a Saturday.
No, because 13. I'm always thinking about 13. But no, it's October 15th. So get on it. Now you have less than you have a month and a week, or some shit like that. Good enough. That's all you need for 1970. All you got to really do is watch 30 movies. Trust me.
I thought they said they pushed it into like later or something like that. I thought people were getting all up in
How
arms.
late can it go? It's Halloween. There's other things. No, I'm gonna be gone the last week of Halloween. No, it can only go so deep.
You're gonna be gone the last week of Halloween. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
I didn't know they.
I mean the last.
Halloween.
Well, Halloween is a month. How's that? To me, Halloween is a month.
Oh, okay.
It begins October 1st. It ends October 31st at midnight. Well, not even, but still.
They don't even
ends-
call it October anymore. It's just called Halloween. Now we have September, Halloween, November, December.
To me, Halloween is one day.
Yeah, like any normal person.
Yeah.
Don't you love the posts? Don't you love the posts? I mean, I know we joke about all different types of posts, but like, only 150 more days of Halloween. And you're like, go fuck yourself.
I think that every time I see a post like that.
Whatever. To each their own. I don't
This
care.
would
But
teach
you know-
right.
posts
This
those?
is
You know
this is
who
no
posts
whelp.
those? Anti-trailer people. Anti-trailer people are the ones who are posting X number of days till fucking Halloween.
Yeah.
That's okay. I have
X,
nothing to say
X
on
number
this
of days to my colonoscopy.
All of a sudden, this is not a change my mind. This is not a one of those who's this actor bullshit, which Dave hates. But The posting of how many
I don't
days
care.
until Halloween's okay.
Nah,
You're
I'm
okay
okay.
with
They're the same group of chuds.
I'm okay with everything.
Bunch of Bud the Chuds over here.
No, I'm okay with everything now. I don't
I'm
care.
okay.
It's okay.
Oh, it's true. I am.
It'll still come back to backfire on you, even though you're okay with everything. Somehow, Dave, I don't know what it is with you, but even if you say you're okay with anything, someone will find a way to make that negative come at you. I don't know why, but I've noticed it. You pointed it out yourself. You're like, I'm the easygoing guy, and yet you still.
I have bad luck. It's true, but it is what it is. But
Hey, Teflon B is cracking, so might come back at me.
I'm not bringing up anything. I'm not bringing up anything that was once brought up, as far as like those topics, Canada, this, that, the other thing, Pac-Man,
Canada.
this, that,
Canada.
I'm not bringing up any of
Pac-Man.
that stuff. None of it. I have nothing
Yeah,
to say on.
So you haven't seen that new Canadian Pac-Man trailer, have you?
Amazing. No, I'm not bringing up anything. I'm not going to say if I'm right and I need someone else to help me.
He only goes around eating
point.
Timbits.
Or any of that. Amazing.
That's
Oh,
awesome. That's good.
I'll tell you what, though.
Canadian Pac-Man.
The thing is, it's really marketing. It's really marketing when that stuff kicks off, and I start like putting it publicly. Like, for example, I'm just going to bring it up because of the example of what it is. I'm not going to state my case on it or say anything about anything. I'm just going to
our
say
show. You can state your case. Not the summer series.
I don't anger. No.
State your case.
I'm not dividing
The
anybody.
official meeting of the LCBO. Please state your case.
If I put up a picture of the supposed Pac-Man ghost on my toothbrush, if I do that and I mention the podcast, that is something that I get to do because it started here, was an organic thing. And yes, I'm trying to get conversation stirred and trying to get some backup on what I saw. Does anybody else see it? So, these guys can see that, I'm not nuts. That's just part of it. The bigger picture here is marketing. I see these people on Twitter all the time put up pictures of Halloween candy. Look what I just saw at the store. A bag of Reese's Pumpkins for the first time, and they only have like 2,000 followers, and it'll get like fucking 500 or so retweets because they're active on social media. They've made these connections. That's what I needed to focus more on is strictly Twitter and their people, because once you support people and get involved in more conversations, they'll retweet. So if I put something out that we discuss on the show like that toothbrush, on my regular page or here or Twitter or Instagram, I'm merely trying to get fucking stuff. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is a funny show. They're talking about it's not just horror. They're talking about, is this a ghost on a fucking toothbrush? That's ridiculous. They're bickering about this. This sounds like it could be a fun show. These are marketing techniques that I've developed over the years because I see other people do it. I'm like, hey, if this guy can get all this and they're not doing anything.
So you admit you didn't see the Pac-Man ghost?
Oh, I definitely did, but what I'm saying is, and lots of other people did too. But the thing is, once I get it
shockingly true. I didn't want to believe it, but it's true.
And I wasn't going to gloat, and I'm not. I'm just saying, I put it out there in the ether to get some of that. That was my initial intent, but just as much to get eyes on the podcast. I'm always looking to find something to go viral, no matter what it is, where it's a representation of our show. But that's what I'm doing in cases like that if I put things up. So you guys know, it isn't just because I need to be right. That's not. Believe me, it's not that important. It's fun. It's fun to discuss it. I'm like, hey, man, look, that is a damn Pac-Man ghost. I know other people are going to see this, and it's not just me. And if it did come back the other way, I would have said, well, guess I am fucked up, and I would have gone about my day. I'm a lunatic. So be it. But,
I think B and I played into that more than look, he needs to be right.
I don't need it. It's fun to fucking look, guys. You know what I mean?
It's us being assholes, but doing that as well. Mostly B. I think B did it. I said there's just crazy people in here. There's like 4, and then it became like 10, and then more crazy people. Then B went on as well. So, hey, it's all for fun.
Right, it is all for fun, but I'm taking I'm chilling out. I'm not talking about anything that way. I'm not talking about the T word anymore. I'm not talking about that thing or that country, or I'm done. I'm not bringing that stuff up anymore. B can bring it up if he finds something odd, and I'll make I'll make a statement or something. But I won't turn it into a spin. It won't be a thing anymore because.
Oh, and I think we're making it seem like the LCBO was across Canada. It's just Ontario, but there are other. Every province has their own kind of thing.
Does the LGBTQ have their own LCBO? Yeah. Imagine that, they got a group out there. The LGBTQ, whatever it's called, PD. There should be that too. There should be. Anyway, I could go on and on with these letters. I don't know. The LCBO and the CBY. No, TCBY, the country's best yogurt.
Oh, I love TCBY.
Is it
still around? It shut down in
exists.
Canada a long time ago.
But a lot of them did.
It can't be in two countries. It's the country's best yogurt. You'd think it would only be a one country thing, right?
No, it's spilled over. Yeah, we had the stuff
No,
here too.
in Canada, it's called NTCBY, not this country's best yogurt.
Oh, Mamma Mia! So B, do we have to announce any changes coming up, or what's going on, or are we just gonna wait for a different time and do that between the three of us on the show?
I honestly don't know. There are going to be there's going to be significant changes to my schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But I really won't know until this week. I have training. I have 3 days of training this week and getting started, and then I'm back to school next Tuesday, teaching.
Wow.
So awesome!
Yeah,
congrats. That is awesome. I was going to make a joke, but no, that's awesome.
No, I'm scared shitless because it's literally my own classroom for the first time ever. So it's a lot. So I'll probably have 40 to 50 students over the course of a day.
Ooh.
And I'm teaching language arts and social studies, and we'll see. I mean, I don't want to
imagine that, listeners. It's going to be great. I think he's going to be amazing. Like how long ago? Because it's been a while since you were in the classroom setting. It's been since pre-COVID, right?
Pre-COVID, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And even then, I was subbing, so it was day to day.
Right.
Now it's like, now I'm running the class. I have to deal with students. I have to deal with parents. It's my back to school night. It's my back to school. It's my back to school night.
Nobody else but me.
So you're going to have people calling you Mr. Orlick. Mr. O. Are you going to be like one of those cool? Just call me Mr. O. Because if you use the last name, guaranteed.
They always call me Mr. O. They will call me Mr. Orlick too, but I am the cool teacher.
Because behind your back, they're going to be or lick my balls, or lick my balls. Because that's what I would be doing if I was in class. Hey, look, Mr. Orlick, my balls. Mr. Orlick, my balls.
Wait, how old are they?
Fifth graders, so I guess 10.
Oh, for sure. For sure. That's my son's class. That's my son's grade. He's going to grade 5. Christian, what would you say if your teacher's last name was Orlick?
And people are very excited for me. They're like, you're going to be getting out. You might actually meet a nice lady. I'm like, listen, I'm not really into 10-year-olds, so
But you're into MILFs, baby. Single mother.
Hell yeah.
Freaking, 30-year-olds.
Will your mom and dad be coming to back to school night? Just my mom? All right.
Yeah. Your son's failing. Unless you lick my balls.
They will do that too, because I remember when I was in third grade.
They will do that too, because I remember when I was in third grade. Where is this story going?
I was joking about balls, because I remember in third grade, and specifically because...
Oh, I thought it meant his mom fucked the teacher for a better grade.
No, this is really weird, because it has to do with Damien. So, in third grade, Damien was off to a slow start in something. I don't know what it was. He wasn't grasping something. So anyway, it finally sunk in, and he was getting it. And I remember the teacher would say, when he answered correctly after he had the slow start, he would say, "Damien, you're on the ball." She would tell him, right? And I would tease him. I go, "What would you do if she said, Damien, you're on my balls?"
Anything that is remotely linked to balls, penis, ass, it's going to be made fun of. Like, it's I do it today.
His memory, though. Like, he remembers this.
I remember all, of course.
But I can't remember a fucking thing.
I remember, and one time Damien got in trouble almost from Mr. Valeni because we were getting ready to go on a bus trip for a field trip, and the teacher said bucket seats. He goes, yeah, there's going to be bucket seats. And Damien whispered to me, not whisper, but said something. Even then, we didn't know what bucket seats were. We were like in second or third grade. And Damien made a crack. Goes, he said bucket seats. And Mr. Valeni thought he said fucking seats or fuck it. You know what I mean? Joking because he said bucket. He goes, Damien, you shouldn't use that kind of language. Yeah. But I remember that happening.
I want to see Buckethead sitting in a bucket seat.
Is Buckethead still a guy? Is he still around too?
Is Buckethead still a guy? No, he's transitioned.
Still a thing.
He's now a woman.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, everybody be happy for B. We're definitely happy for him. He's finally getting out there full-time teaching.
Yes. I gotta go in tomorrow. I go in tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday for like my professional development days, and then next Tuesday is the first day back to school with the kids. And honestly, we'll see. Like, because I do have to eventually take some courses that correspond while I'm working, but right now I'm not overwhelming myself. I'm taking it one day at a time. Everyone's like, do you know how to write lesson plans? Do you know how to teach language arts? Do you know how to teach social studies? Like, no, I don't. I've never done it.
Are you going to get like a hot take on their thoughts on the Blind Dead series? Like,
speaking of the Blind Dead, is the Blind Dead, didn't you say we're doing the Blind Dead trilogy?
Next week, yeah.
Is it a trilogy or were there more than 3?
Isn't it? I got to look it up now. I thought
there was 4, weren't they?
Yeah, I thought there was 4.
Maybe it's 4, and I'm sorry if that's the case, but we'll have to go back and look. I don't know.
I've never seen those. This will be first time watching me for all those. I'm 99.9% sure I've never seen one of them.
I don't like the names. That's my problem. That's why I never watched them. Night of the Seagulls. I don't know.
I'll watch the birds, but Night of the Seagulls is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, but it's got nothing to do with seagulls. I don't think it does. Why would it be the Blind Dead, Night of the Seagull? I mean, we're going to find out.
Flock of Seagulls does the soundtrack.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. I mean, what do I care about seagulls? You know,
What country is Flock of Seagulls from?
Hey, Mr. O. That's got to be kind of cool, being called Mr. O.
Iran, there you go, nice.
I'm still on you teaching. You guys are cracking. I didn't even hear the joke. I missed it.
I said, what country is Flock of Seagulls from? And Dave went, Iran. I said, yeah, he got it. What were you saying about Mr. O?
No, I just said being called Mr. O has got to be kind of cool, actually. I wasn't going to go back into the Lick My Balls. I actually think being called Mr. O is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I agree. I had a cool Mr. O teacher myself, so.
Better than being Mr. E.
Mr. E? You know who that is? Did you ever watch that show? Hey Dude? Hey Dude? On Nickelodeon? The guy would always say, hey, Mr. E. They're fucking, I think he was Mexican or something. Hey, Mr. E.
Mr. E. I don't think he sounded like that, did he?
Yeah, he did. That's why it's funny. Yeah, he was almost like a young Cheech. Hey, how you doing, Mr. E? Yeah, just
I remember
like
that show. I liked Brad. I had a crush on Brad when I was younger.
I had a crush on, what's her name, hardcore. Woo-hoo, Christine Taylor.
Oh, Melody.
Yeah, Madonna Mia. Oh,
what show is this?
Hey Dude.
It was on Nickelodeon. Hey.
With Mr. Ernst, they ran a dude ranch.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
AKA
never saw it.
Mr. E. Mr. E. Yeah. How about that kid on remember when they added that fourth kid on Different Strokes? They adopted some little white kid who came in. Yeah, and he would always go, Mr. D. He would say, hey, Mr. D. Everybody called him Mr. Drummond, but his gimmick was Mr. D.
Well, you mean not Sam, not the one that he married into. Sam? The redhead kid?
Was it Sam? Yeah.
No.
Oh,
it was Sam.
Into her.
Yeah.
He married the kid?
Yeah, he married the kid. That was the most controversial thing they did on that show, next to Dudley getting touched in the bike shop. But I love Different Strokes. It was like my favorite show as a kid. My dad hated it. He said, this show is fucking horrible. He hated the laugh track. He hated what you talking about, Willis. He hated everything about that show. He says, this encompasses everything wrong with bad sitcoms. And I kind of get where he's going with it, but I loved it as a kid. I thought it was great.
I was a Webster fan as a kid.
That's another one I didn't like. Webster.
It was okay.
Webster and Mr. Belvedere were kind of like, if it's on, I might watch it. Do you remember one of the shows that I thought was like, I was like, this is an actual show that I'm watching on TV. Like, I remember the thought process going through my mind, like, how did this get greenlit? How am I watching it right now? This show is absolutely atrocious, but oh my God, this girl is super hot. And it was the one where Bobcat plays like the sock puppet.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki. Yeah, dude, she was.
Yeah, she was. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this show just for her. Oh. But the show was the worst piece of shit ever put to TV. And then the only person that ever did anything other than the Bobcat is that dude ended up going on Entourage, and he started in that show.
She went. I followed her. She was on this show Vegas with a couple other beautiful women. One of them being Vanessa Marcil, who I also thought was beautiful. When she was on 90210, but I guess she was also on General Hospital. But yeah, her name was Nikki. Oh damn, Nikki Angel. No, Nikki.
Nikki Six.
Nikki Six.
We both said it.
Oh, did you say it? I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to look. Now I feel stupid because you said it
Nikki
first.
Cox.
So I'm like,
Nikki Cox. That's what her name was.
Oh, even better. Yeah.
Dude, she was so stunning.
That's what you don't want your last name to be when you're a teacher is Cox.
Nikki or Lick My Cox.
Yeah.
So let me tell all the listeners. You don't know what's gonna happen. Or Lick My Cox. He said, yeah.
I love the delay. It was awesome.
Amazing. And cup the balls.
Yeah.
So the reason we're bringing this up, of course, we're happy for B, more than happy for him and everything else, but this may impact the show, moving forward, because he says Saturday is a day he's in school all day long. It's usually a movie watching day. So there is a distinct possibility that things could change as far as our output. So,
and it would only be temporary.
Okay. It will only be temporary. There's no bottom line is we're not putting any pressure on B. I don't think that anybody listening would want us to anyway. So I mean, I think everybody listening is going to get it. But in case this happens in the future and we can't get out our regular 3 shows a month, I'll do what I can. I'll probably put out something solo, a video, or a thing, this and that. I know it's not the same as the show, but I'll do what I can personally because it's easy.
It actually works out well that next week's a big show.
Yeah.
Get the big show done before I start school. This way I figure.
Cool.
Then we have.
And we'll make sure that the patron money is not refunded at all or able to be refunded. That it just stays with us. So don't worry about that aspect of it.
Patron money.
Yeah.
That's long gone. I spent it on back to school supplies. I got a backpack.
Yeah. He went out with Irene. I love back to school shopping, Irene. I'll go with you. Dave would be very happy with that. He'd be like, go right the fuck ahead. Yeah.
And
anyway.
Back to school shopping, like, not to harp on this, but it is ridiculous because, like, I was just looking at, like, the school that I'm working for, their website, and the back to school supply list. We didn't have this when we were younger. We got a Trapper Keeper, you got some pencils, and that was it.
Is a Trapper Keeper the Duotang? That's what you guys called it? A Trapper Keeper?
Yeah, the Duotang.
It was a Trapper Keeper. That was the name
and
of the
a protractor. You had one protractor. Barely a kit. Now they got their own little kits. You got like the little
today, thing though, even when you're going into high school, you need crayons, you need fucking markers, you need Sharpies, you need a whiteboard, you need a blackboard.
It gotta be white. Oh, okay.
You need a mixed board.
This is my Latino board. Yeah.
A Latino board, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. E. What the fuck was that?
Mr. E. I gotta find that cat. I'm telling you. Man. So what was? And another thing, we haven't taken a break. We haven't taken any time off. In a very long time. We've been so consistent.
Sorry.
No,
it's reflected in the quality of show.
Yeah.
I wish I could find it out. I just said something. I sent it to you guys. I did research.
Yeah, July of 2019. You said was the last time we took like a month off.
July of 2019 was the first.
So over 2 years, yeah.
That's a long time, right? We used to take January off.
We used to take a full month or
Just a month. It was 1 month. It would be January. Is what we would
Usually it
take
was.
off, I think.
Usually that's what it was. It was January. Yeah, because
It
that's
was
when
the
you
last
catch up on
show
your non-horrors, and then we would
Yes.
record.
See,
and
what's
get them
that
out for
movie
football.
behind your head? It's got to be a Friday the 13th. What is that next to Friday
Right
the
behind-
13th?
Here.
Yeah, next to. Yeah, what is that?
That's
A remake?
another version of it. No, that's it. It's
Oh, I've seen that one.
What is
Yes.
it's,
the
it's just an
original?
import.
Part 1.
It is part 1, and
I've
it's
just never seen that cover.
It's well, I've got the steelbook coming of it too. This slipcase I wasn't expecting, because I was trying to get that version, and it came with this beautiful slipcase. So,
I gotta get that one too. You have people around you. I have nothing like that here. Everything here is sky high if I want something like that.
No, I ordered it in on eBay. I lucked out. That was $16.
Yeah. Nice.
Shipping included. Canadian, so that would have been like fucking 13 for you. And then I finally got all of them on VHS. I just finished the collection because I got them.
Nice.
And then the two new ones. These were I got these for
the
what did I
red
say?
one's awesome.
$35, both shipping included.
Oh.
Done. This one seems to be going really cheap. It was originally $59.99, and now I'm seeing it for like $39, $29. Now I'm not opening it, but people have actually said they think the transfers for the first 4 movies might be better than the Scream Factory. That's what's out there. Yeah, I don't know. Can't
I'm happy
confirm.
with them. Yeah.
And again, you're talking about some guy that will, or some person, sorry, I don't want to be sexist, that will be looking at this and might be able to discern the difference. I honestly think most viewers would never even know the difference. Or
He might
care.
be opening up and sniffing it for all we know. He might be one of those type of people, you know?
Bunch of
Probably-
fucking neckbeards.
If there's VHS sniffers, there's got to be Blu-ray sniffers too, right?
sure.
You would have to think
For sure.
that there are some, because there's some crazy Blu-ray collectors too, just like there is with anything. So
There's crazy everything.
who knows?
There's
But
crazy
that's not
everything.
here. Dude, you're right. That's like $80 to get that freaking red one out here. I keep seeing it up. It's ridiculous. I can't come close to that.
I don't know how
waiting
I
for-
did it. I told you.
I know.
The guy,
You're lucky.
I said, this guy, it's got to be the old one. So I messaged him. I'm like, I'm not going to lose it because he only had 2. And he said, it was $29.99 or best offer. I said $25. He accepted it, shipping included, sealed. Got it. And then that one was $10, shipping included, sealed. And now that one's I'm seeing for listing at 10 more consistently now. But I mean, still, so it's $35. I just said, why not? Now, this new Steelbook one that's coming out is that just repackaged, I believe, in a Steelbook with the lobby cards in it and whatever. That one is being on Amazon.ca. It's like $73. Hopefully, like when this finally got released, it actually came down in price.
Well, I
So I'm
hope it
hoping
does.
that the
'cause I
Steelbook
can't-
one does. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'll get it
this
in
is this is crazy. Like you're talking about VHS sniffers. This is where I'm crazy. We're trying to get every version of Friday the 13th that was released. Not every, because I'm not getting the Mexican equivalents that we were talking about, Brandon. I think one show or someone made a joke about it. But I mean, I'm getting some of all the North American sort of releases, either or, because there's some that were just released in Canada or some that were released in the States, and like I'm not getting both.
In the
'cause
Mexican version, in part 2, Jason's not wearing a burlap sack. He's wearing a tamale husk.
yeah.
Tamale husk. Yeah, a big giant one. Imagine that. That'd be great. That should be our killer.
And he whacks Scott like a pinata.
Hey, Mr.
He whacks Scott like a big giant pinata, and then his head finally bashes open, and all these treats come out.
Oh, Mr. E, I gotta look him up. I have got to look this freaking guy up and see if I can find him on like YouTube. Mr. E. But we should take our break and get our guest on. It's probably about that time.
It is.
While
It
we're
is
doing
past
that,
that time.
I'll look for Mr. E. Okay, so the mystery of Mr. E. Anyway. Oh, one more thing about the dad joke thing. I was wrong. Remember I said that thing said outside of a church? It said a joke isn't a dad joke until it's full grown. We went into a whole conversation about how it's church. I was wrong. It wasn't a church. I thought it was because only churches have them, but
Firehouse.
no. It was a firehouse.
Yeah.
Yes. So I recant that.
Any other place
Christian
to do it. Church
Has
is
to
a firehouse.
apologize. Yeah, apologize for all your remarks about churches, and then
I still think dipping sauces is a great way to get people back in the seats, one way or the other.
I agree. Okay, we'll be back on the flips. See you in just a second, folks. Yes, we're back. The flips are over, and we are here. I know it's terrible. I don't even know how that damn thing started with the flips, but whatever. So be it. We are back with our very special guest. This is a guy, honestly. Whoa! And Christian's welcoming in the right way with a bunch of cigars behind him.
I approve.
Nice. Yeah. Mr. John Rhoades, honestly, one of my favorite podcasters. I even used to listen to him all the time on Grave Shift, and then all the stuff he's done with Michael J. along with Rabbit and Red and the Morbidly Made and everything.
Oh, come on. Don't bring up the bad stuff. Just focus on the good. Let's talk about Rabbit, or not talk about Rabbit and Red. Huh? We can talk about Grave Shift. We can talk about Movie Misfits.
Yes.
Yeah.
For real, man. John Rhoades has not been featured on enough damn podcasts because he really is one of the guys that I sit down and will listen to the stuff he puts out. I'm not just saying that because he's here. This is the truth. He is one of my favorite podcasters. So welcome, my friend.
Well, thank you, Dave, and it's an honor to be here.
You've got the voice too, like that. He's got that voice, right? Dude, I want to hate it, but I can't. And the face.
And the face for radio. Absolutely.
I try.
I wish Grave Shift would come back because talk about voices. All of them. Oh. Right? I mean.
Yeah, I've been talking to fucking Ryan trying to get him to bring it back. So we'll see. Hopefully one of these days.
Ryan's got one of the best podcasts. He's kind of like what I would say about what's his name in Pontypool. Remember we were watching Pontypool and said that he has a great voice for something like that. I don't know if you guys have listened to Ryan Lewis at all on any of his shows, but man. And then later on,
I went up against in trivia like a few years ago. The trivia that will never see the light of day. The original round of trivia. I think I went against Ryan. I'm pretty sure it was Ryan.
Are you looking to me to confirm? Because I have no idea. I didn't even know you were a part of it.
Confirm. You son of a bitch.
I don't think it was.
Did you win?
I won against him, yeah. My round. I'm almost positive it was Ryan Lewis.
I'm almost positive that wasn't you. I remember Ryan Lewis now. I just don't remember you.
Well, maybe I'm wrong. I'd just be kind of shocked that he would be in, but you never know. You never know because he is in and out. But if you guys can look these shows up, if you can find Grave Shift Radio, I don't know if it can even be played anymore. Honestly, I don't know.
It's still on YouTube. You can or YouTube. It's still on YouTube and iTunes, I believe. So yeah, you can still find it.
I mean, they're older shows, but man, I'll tell you, when they were cranking them out, they were one of my very favorite shows, and so yeah. So check all that out. And now Movie Misfits, I was really enjoying that. I was actually pimping it here a lot. That's kind of on hiatus for a bit.
To be honest, I'm really tempted just to call it because it is such a process to get it done. And I really have to give it to you, Steve, being able to crank out these edits and everything, because with the Movie Misfits, it was like a second job, honestly, getting everything done and out, and it's a fucking pain in the ass.
You go, if you're going to do Watson production, as I always call it, there's a way longer process, and I would probably go insane. So I've gotten it down to a science now that I just try to edit out any joke that Brandon says and silence.
Watson.
And why? No, I'll joke it, but the silence part, I've tried to get it down to a rapid speed edit. But if I had to pump in the extra production time, yeah, it's a nightmare.
You think you have time to pump in a fucking haircut, maybe?
He's looking good. Keep it coming.
Curly.
Keep it coming.
He's bringing back the afro.
Yeah, he's got the fucking soul glow going.
Soul glow.
Let it shine through.
My comb is stuck in the back there, too. I'll pull it out shortly.
He ain't fine shit.
It's a lot of work, man. That's why I would never even dream of doing it. I remember how angry I got just trying to edit a freaking 30-second thing one time. I don't remember. I don't have the patience in me, and I have bad luck on top of it with anything electronic. So it's just like I could never do it. I've been very fortunate. Like I know, like that's why Banana Laser and Matt he was so intent on getting all great production that once you go down that road, a lot of times guys can't step back. It's like they've been doing it, to the T all this time. I'm like, well, why don't you just get a little bit, not sloppier, but maybe step back and not edit and produce so much. And you can't tell people like that are into that. They don't understand it. Like, no, you're going to come out this way or not at all. And I'm like, okay. So, that drove Matt out of it. Alex, that guy always sweated on everything. I was lucky enough to work with him. And so, again, I'm always lucky with the people I work with. And Christian, I think Christian's at a place now where he was doing a lot more. He was editing. I could be wrong, see, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like maybe in the beginning, this is just not, I don't notice listening. This is basically what I think he shared with us, that he's cut it down a little bit on some of the edits where before he would be a little more, he would micromanage them a little bit more.
I think we just got better at podcasting, so
maybe
he doesn't have to edit as much.
It might be
listen to the rookie of the last fucking decade. I mean, he's the rookie of the year every fucking year.
Yeah. That's because nobody else comes up and is good enough. We're waiting.
It's a little bit of that, but no, I would listen in real time before. I would literally listen to the show in real time and edit right through. And now I'm looking at the sound waves and I'm just trying to, I'll listen to that segment and say, okay, we can shorten this out. And you want the flow of conversation to feel natural. And if you want to compare that, just listen to Brandon's solo cast, and then you'll get an idea of what we're trying to avoid by covering out any fucking pause in.
I wasn't talking, man. I feel
like not to have any spaces whatsoever in between your words and just go rapid fire as fast as you can, so everyone gets everything right now, right fucking now.
I honestly feel that's how Christian's sounding in these last few episodes. He's very intense and very fast.
Yeah, I
feel like you're coming in very hot.
Yeah.
So
sorry. B.
There's a program you could use, I think, that as soon as there is a pause in the stuff, it automatically cuts that pause out, and that's what causes the effect, like with B-Head. I think Watson was telling me about it, but right?
It's Audacity, I believe, and you can tailor the amount of time you want in between. And a lot of people have used it. Audacity's not my favorite to use, so I don't bother with it.
I will never edit again.
No, I blame you.
The whole point is I want you to edit again, so I don't have to.
I'm editing myself right off this fucking show.
Hey, we got Rhoades. We got Rhoades with an A. God forbid you leave out an A in this guy's last name. He's going to make sure you hear about it.
You left out the A? You left out the A,
if
not
someone's
the H?
going to fucking promote me, I'm going to make sure it's the real me.
He leaves out the A in Rhoades, but he's not the H.
I'm actually usually quite good with that. And then I'm glad you called me out on it. I fixed it. I went into everything. I went into the actual posts on Patreon. I went into the actual YouTube video. I made sure we changed it, made it right.
Wow.
Well, I'm sure there's some asshole podcaster out there that was going to take credit and be like, oh, no, that's me.
Yeah. They can't wait. Yeah. I like how it's spelled because it's original. He's the only guy I know that spells it that way. Everybody else has the Dusty style or the other style. And I'm like, this guy, you have to know how to spell when you go into the damn thing. Took me some time.
But I left the E out. I had the RH. I had RHODES.
Oh, yeah. Right. The H was the hard part, but no.
For me.
Hey.
So before we really get going, I want to bury the hatchet. Throughout all this, Christian, I've come around. We're cool. I don't think we need to be nemesis or whatever the fuck the word is anymore. I'm moving on. That asshole that was on last fucking episode and took it from me, he can go fuck himself.
Derek?
Yeah, fuck Derek.
Yes. The funny thing is, Derek took us by surprise because it was gonna be one time he was gonna be on, and then it was gonna be another thing. But initially, I didn't know that he had a preference for a particular show. Where I knew that when we were talking, you said you wanted to be on that particular show as well. So I'm like, okay, great. So one thing led to another, and then something happened. Okay, I'm gonna pencil. I was talking to these guys. I'm gonna pencil Derek in here, John here. This is this, whatever. And then B said, well, Derek specifically wants to be on the TCM 3D. I said, oh, fuck, I didn't know that. I thought I was gonna have John specifically on the 3D show. Well, now he already told Derek that that was that. So yeah, I guess you and Derek fucking.
And John was on it though. He had that interview and end the show up, which I've already gotten feedback from Chris A.K. Scott that he loved it. What were you gonna say, Brandon?
I was gonna say, talk about a missed opportunity to edit. Slice that 20 minutes.
This is what Brandon loves to do. When people come on, all of a sudden he just attacks them. I love seeing it in action. You've always said Brandon's your favorite. John, I'm talking to you, John. You always said he's your favorite, and then he's attacking you. This is what you get.
John's my favorite. I like him so much more than I like you two.
Well, this is the year of the guest. In case someone drops out, we got to see who's going to take over. So this is basically a year-long audition for all these people coming in doing guest spots. In case B has to drop out or C, ain't going to be me. I have a life, but I look forward to this way too much. There are two things in life I look forward to every week: my Friday nights with my friends and recording this show. Other than that, everything else is just regular old work day, family time, which is great. I'm not complaining. It's great. It's regular life, but in the back of my head, I'm always thinking, okay, I can't wait till Friday night, and I can't wait to record the show. These are the things that make me excited. So I'm not
family time.
Family time is granted every day.
That's at the end of the list.
No. This is
I see these fuckers every day.
Family, well, family time, it's such a given for me. I don't even think about it. It's like breathing. I come home. I have my 3 hours with my family every single day. We hang out. And then we all take our little separate time. My wife, she either goes to bed because she works nights. And the days she doesn't, she works on some mirrors. She has a side hustle. My daughter is 15. She doesn't want to be with her fucking family all day. So she goes off and does her video games, whatever the fuck she's doing. Drawing, and I get to watch a movie for whatever podcast or kick back and watch a show and kick it. So I got a good situation. I come home, the first couple hours are family, and then we all split off and do our own thing. So I got plenty of time. There's no way I'm not going to have that family time. But like I said, I really look forward to this shit. That's the bottom line.
We want to get into the movies shortly, but there's still more digging we got to do. A asked a question that has been asked of every guest that's I think come on the show. Oh, Rocky 4 or Nightmare on Elm Street 2?
We got to go Rocky 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
That's the only question. Other the movies. I'm just kidding. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, Rocky 4. I mean, what's more American, right?
That's it. I said it's probably the greatest American movie ever made.
You can't go wrong with Rocky 4. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Except for
the greatest hits. It's the greatest hits version of Rocky. It's just everything put in. It's like the Apple Essentials of the Rocky franchise. That's the one that puts everything into it, and he gets draped in the American flag at the end.
I can't wait for the director's cut where it's just constant montage until the end.
Yeah, everything's montage.
No robot.
They should do it and have the robot at the very end after the credits as a post-credit sequence, like "Happy Birthday, Polly," and then just end it.
Yeah.
He's still there, but just
that's the post-credit sequence.
Like the Evil Dead thing. Yeah, like Bruce Campbell at the end saying "groovy." It should be him.
No,
they should groovy.
They should have Bruce Campbell saying "Happy Birthday, Polly."
I think it should be the robot singing "Eye of the Tiger."
Oh.
Another video sequence that they just did for the movie. It'd be great. When is that coming out? He's been working on it forever. I mean, the movie's filmed. It's taking longer than a regular movie.
No, they're refilming it. They're reshooting it.
Yeah.
Imagine that. With modern day Rocky
awesome.
and Paulie. And Carl Weathers. That'd be fucking great. That's what they should do. They really want to have another Rocky movie. They should have one with all of them in it. Just just pretend 6 didn't happen and Creed and all that, and Adrian's still alive, and just have fucking Rocky, Adrian, Paulie. Pretend 4 didn't happen either because I want Apollo in it. And it picks up after the events of 3. Rocky actually retired. His real last fight was with Apollo. They beat each other up so bad that they decided to retire. 4 didn't happen. 5, 6, none.
How about 4 happens? They just re-edit it so that when he gets knocked out, like Rocky goes to check on Apollo, and Apollo's like, "I'm good. And they finish.
No.
And he finishes out the
Sorry, I threw
exhibition.
the towel.
Yeah. What'd you do? I'm fine. I had him right where I wanted him.
No, I got it. I know how we fix it. We keep the continuity of everything. All right. Rocky's in a retirement home, and we just phantasm Ravenger this, you know.
The
Right
movie that almost broke my fucking soul.
Actually, I recently gave that a second shot, and I've definitely come around to that one. I do thoroughly enjoy it.
Nice.
Production value aside.
Yeah, I was not a fan the first time I watched it, and I think that's been 3 times, and it got better each time. It's not great, but I enjoy it more now.
Right. Yeah, it's not fucking bottom of the fucking barrel.
No.
Now, what's your favorite of that franchise? Since we're on Phantasm now.
Oh, it's part 2. I fucking love part 2. That was the first one I ever saw. And believe it or not, the first time I ever saw it was on Monster Vision. So
Oh, nice.
I was a fucking teenage kid, probably 12 or 13 maybe, and watching fucking Monster Vision. Joe Bob's talking about it, fucking blowing that Hemi Cuda during every commercial break. Fucking fantastic film.
Nice. That's cool, man. See, I missed out on the Joe Bob experience. That's the perfect age. You were 12 years old watching it. That's awesome. I missed out on it because by the time he came around, I already had everything. I had seen him several times. I'm like, well, it's not disparaging against Joe Bob because I didn't know him from anybody. I thought he was cool when the show started. But I was like, well, I'm not going to watch these edited movies when I have the fucking... Back then, it probably was the VHS, but I got the movies right here. Because back then, I was copying everything in sight. You get the two VCRs, you get it. So I would have you could fit 3 movies on a regular 6-hour tape. I had everything back then. I just I've been pirating all my life. First I did that, then I did then when Netflix first started, the same thing. 2000, I don't know, 2, whatever it was. I was getting 3 a day or whatever. They were coming in. I was burning the DVDs, sending them out the next day. And I did this for like 6 months. And I still have movies I haven't even watched because I had a mild interest in them. I'm like, okay, I want this movie. I want this. So holy shit. Yeah, I've done lots of stuff. Now with Plex, forget about it. I can have anything I want. And all I got to do is call Damien. Like I got Dream Home added because I got to watch it for summer series, and it's hard to come by Dream Home these days. So I said, hey Damien, I'm looking for this movie Dream Home. Can you get it? Boom. That day he had it. What's so funny?
Christian's
I finally
face,
figured out who
Daniel
he is,
Christian's face
man.
every time you say summer series, it's like he gets. He's like he died like every time you said summer series.
All right. See, before you even go, allow me to say something. I've actually been working with Duncan before, and I do have to say, fuck you, Duncan. Fuck you and your fucking summer series and all that horseshit. Fuck you.
Yeah, haggis eating chode.
Duncan was on Grave Shift, as a matter of fact. How about that? Yeah.
So, I mean, I know Duncan only through the network and show. I don't know him. I've never been on a show with them. So I don't want to make it sound like I have nothing against. It's just when people talk about summer series on the show, it instantly irks me. So I'm glad at least you can say fuck you. You've got a relationship, and I'll live vicariously.
Duncan, C prefers Timbits.
And it wasn't about
Drink
the summer
Timbits.
series this time. It was about Damien, and I realized that whole conversation because when he was talking about Damien got in trouble, like we're fucking supposed to remember the guy that he went to go visit 3 weekends ago.
I think that's what he was talking about.
I didn't know.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Who else would it?
Damien, I'm like, oh,
What's
what the
happening
fuck?
to you, C? I mean, he brings up Damien every 4 seconds now on the show. Really? I told for you, Damien.
Well, he's a known person on the show. There was
No, he's
By the
amazing.
way, I have an update about Damien. Wait a minute. Okay, here's a little comedy for it. Okay,
Fuck.
so check
Fuck,
this.
fuck Damien and the summer series.
So Damien says, hold on now, because I asked him about this when we were talking. And he
Has
says,
Damien recorded with Duncan before?
no, but I'm going to get them together, I think.
D&D.
Damn it. Oh, there's something good that he said. Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me know when we can get together. Okay, so we're talking, and he goes, yeah. So I'm talking a little bit about, when eventually we're gonna have a hangout again. He goes, yeah, that's cool with me. Whatever, let me know. I got something to give you as well when I see you.
Oh, I bet he does.
Oh, I bet he does.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
He's been
Stay
buttering
tuned.
you up for a while now, Dave.
Stay tuned,
I
people.
get your dream house now.
Now you're gonna be in my dream house. Come on.
It's time to or lick my balls.
What if he had a shrine to me? What if he said, I'm going to take you to I got to show you something. It's too big to bring here. He goes, you mind stopping over my place for a second? Okay. And I walk in, and he's got like a fucking shrine to me and everything that I talked about. Little things that nobody would remember. And he even said, like, yeah, Damien, you're on my balls was written on his fucking wall.
He's
And
got
there's like a sauce can just waiting for your fucking severed head to be put into.
and there's a bucket seat there. And there's a bucket seat there for you.
Yeah.
He's got 2 bucket seats, and you're gonna sit in one, he's gonna sit in the other, and you're gonna blow him for 3 hours.
Or not get out of the house.
I don't know.
I know it's creepy.
The way I would blow him is if a real lot of money was involved. A real lot.
Oh, here we go. The only way.
I'm not going to get on that. Although the other day at work, we were talking about something, and some girl said something at work about, because the guy had like a vaccination thing. We had to show receipts for vaccinations at work. So, because then you get, the day you went to get vaccinated, you get 4 hours off paid just to go get vaccinated. So anyway, but you got to show your receipt. So of course, I'm going to do it. And the girl said something, because she's against it. And she's like, well, she goes, oh yeah, what is she said something about impeding on your private life. I said, yeah. I go, but you're getting paid for it. I go, they could say, hey, here's $100, go blow a donkey. I'd do that too. I go, what's the difference?
Everything with you is blowing someone or some animal.
Well, that's the worst thing I could think of.
Did
You
she
know
run
what I
the
mean?
fuck
Not the
away
worst.
from you at that point?
I think you kind of want to.
Oh no, I don't want to at all. It's
I
just the worst.
definitely think there's a little curiosity there for Dave.
Oh,
$100 to blow a donkey? I'd be like, no.
Fuck, Dave, I've
No.
got 50 in my wallet right now.
Yeah, I'll chip in another 25. B, you good for 25?
I would honestly give Dave $1,000 if he would make a video of him blowing a donkey.
okay. If you could do that, I'll do it.
I'll give you $1,000. Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Well, now we gotta
None of our Patreon money.
No, the Patreon money's long gone. Forget about
I don't
that.
Number one, the donkey would enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's not like you're doing something.
Somebody
not-
thinks
it's not like
highly
you're-
of themselves.
No,
Oh,
because
me.
it's a blow job. It's a blow job. Anybody would, not anybody. A lot of men would take a blow job from a lot of women. And I'm just saying, it's a damn blow job. You like it. So, and if you're a donkey, you're not going to be discerning on what human being is blowing you. So you're just going to be happy to have it happen. It's going to be over really quickly. I'm going to cup the balls. I'm going to do my thing, and then I'm going to get out the way before it does its thing.
I
It's only
love
gonna
that
take-
you're now an expert on the discernibility of a donkey.
I think he's just trying to comfort himself that he's not actually raping it.
Yeah, it's like
No.
I'll enjoy
If he
it
didn't want it, I wouldn't do it.
if
No.
he didn't want it.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't fucking, I would not fucking put my,
If you didn't want it, how is the donkey going to consent? Say he for yes or he ha for no. Like, what?
It would pull away. They would pull back. They wouldn't want it. I wouldn't do it against its will. I'm just saying, you hear about this shit. Women blow dogs and shit. This is the thing that happens. I'm sure they want it. Dogs hump anything. They'll hump a pillow. So what's wrong with somebody blowing a dog? It's the same fucking thing. You know what I mean? To them.
Well, welcome to the show.
People hump a pillow, so what's wrong with blowing a dog? Dave Z. What?
I don't want to blow a dog.
Is this
I
going to be
don't
your
think-
lesson plan B?
Kid,
Today we're talking about sex ed. I brought Dave Z here via satellite.
when you're younger, I know you guys tend to hump your pillows, so why not blow a dog?
No. I said dogs hump pillows. Male dogs even hump other male dogs. That's why they call dogs. That's why they call men that fuck
All
anything.
dogs are bisexual. That's a no.
They're all bisexual. And they're trisexual. They'll do anything. They're horny. They want to try anything they could try. So that's what I'm saying. If a woman or a man, whatever, if a human being blows a dog, I don't think they're getting resistance. I think the dog would enjoy it because they like being pleasured. That's all I'm saying. And I feel that probably goes for most animals. That's all. If they don't like it, that's another story. Of course, you're not going to rape it. But I have a feeling that they're into it. I don't know.
Well, Dave, why don't you start small? Start with Lucky and just let us know how it goes.
I can't see his dick. Remember, you can't see his dick.
I can't.
Aw.
Dave had such a quick response. Like, that's the only reason he hasn't blown Lucky is because he can't see his dick.
Poor
He
Lee.
stopped this through.
Only reason. Holy shit.
Maybe I'm wrong. It's just
Maybe.
off the top of my head. I wouldn't think they have an issue with it. That's all I'm saying. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. What do I know? I've never tried it. Nor am I
Every
going.
episode, I remember I mentioned Stupefied earlier with Heather. Like every episode, I think that I've there's something else that's said that I just can't believe I've heard.
It's funny. That's funny.
It's true. Anyway, holy fuck.
Oh,
So-
before we move on, real quick, Dave, on the whole mud flap thing, I want to weigh in on this as well.
Please do. You know what
So-
happened recently with B, right? Did you hear?
Yeah,
B's?
yeah. The
Okay.
watery shit all over his fucking bathroom floor. Yeah, I heard about it.
I leaked oil.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to have to go spend the summer with my Uncle Harlan, and after that, my asshole's gaping so fucking far that I have to use a dildo in my ass just to get to the shower afterwards. So that's the only thing that works for me.
See?
It's as big as that mic.
About that size.
That's
Pork
not
it
a
in.
mic. That's Uncle Harland.
It's his name. For
Hey
it.
now.
Right.
The-
It's Uncle Harlan. When he retires it, that's what it's going to be called. See? Oh, shit.
I might have to change my headset here. It's gone. I'm getting you guys in echoey stereo suddenly.
Oh, boy.
Very weird.
Here,
Bear
you
with
want-
me here.
You want this one? I got the backup right here at all times. Are you using AirPods?
I swear, those AirPods, you guys have so many issues.
I haven't used these things in
I would
ages.
I would never use AirPods just based on you guys never getting them to work properly.
Well, I don't know if he's using them. Were you using AirPods?
I can't hear you guys.
Oh.
So say what you want to say.
We're really
Fuck you, see? Go fuck
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
And that's why I fucking hate Christian for the
Yeah,
longest
fuck-
time.
Yeah, Christian, you fucking suck, man.
Perfect. That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh, you heard?
Fucking
Okay.
Oh,
Now that
shit.
you can hear, the things you were just using, were they AirPods or not?
No, they were knockoff AirPods that have served me very well, to be honest.
They were AirBuds.
Yeah, they are AirBuds. That's a perfect name because they're earbuds and they're
Yeah.
AirPods. You know what I mean? AirBuds. Someone should sell that.
You get a free pair with every golden retriever you blow.
And you get a doggy bag in case you go to any funerals and then you're
No, you gotta
These
cough
are all
up
in jokes for earlier in the show.
Yeah,
In case
sorry,
you're
John.
wondering.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
only
Jeff.
downside of bringing the guest on late in the show. It's like they're not.
You're right.
Yeah,
We can't talk
Yeah,
about
but
authority.
that's the upside for the listeners.
Oh,
Oh.
Well, I will say that I listened to that interview a few times with you and Adam Marcus. And how long was the total interview that you did with him?
well, the total one is just under an hour and a half.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's also nothing really clipped out or anything. So that just the raw interview is about an hour and a half.
So I liked it, man. He's a good talker, as Dave says, but I've disliked a lot of the things he's did, because you're a Jason Goes to Hell apologist as well, aren't you, John? You like that
Well,
installment, do you not?
I do. The same way you guys like Halloween 3. It's kind of my misfit of the franchise.
Okay. So, yeah,
Him and
I mean,
JP.
it's him and JP. I mean, those two, it seems like you're the two outspoken ones on it. So, I mean, I saw it in the theater, so I love that aspect of it. But again, upon rewatch, it's definitely my least favorite of the series over all this time. I still like Jason X more. I still like even, it might be a toss up with New Blood sometimes. It might be.
New
Like,
Blood?
I don't care.
You're leaving Manhattan off here.
Yeah,
And then, well, no, Manhattan is probably the other worst. Like those three.
Yes.
It's just like it's like a mix. It could go either way. It just depends on my mood. But I'll throw Manhattan on, truthfully, typically before Jason Goes to Hell, and sometimes before New Blood. Sometimes, yeah.
You're crazy. You're
I
crazy.
am crazy.
Not
See,
before
I've
you-
seen
Yeah, no.
I've seen Hell probably the third or fourth most out of the entire franchise.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, by any chance, was that the first one you saw at the theater?
No, it was
Okay.
not.
Okay. Just trying to figure it out. I thought maybe there was a particular attachment you had to it for, nostalgia or something childhood related or something like
Manhattan
that.
was the
No,
first I
wasn't
saw.
the first one I saw. Not in a theatrical experience, nothing like that. I just enjoyed it. I think the fucking gore's good. I like the little Easter eggs in it, just all that. So
Oh, I know why you like it. The fucking Necronomicon thing. See, John is
I
a
mean, that
huge
doesn't hurt.
fan. See, that I've tied it in. John is a huge fan of Evil Dead. It's just there you go. It's your favorite
Yeah.
franchise. That's safe to say or no?
It's a fucking great franchise. I got to admit too. Like for the 4 films and the series, holy shit,
Yeah.
it's strong.
Yeah, I absolutely love that franchise, and actually, the original Evil Dead is my favorite film. Period. So,
Nice. I'm glad it's the original. Awesome.
Did you see comedy in the original?
I
And
don't know.
okay, you don't. Okay,
Nice.
all right.
See?
Brandon, we still seem to be the only two that see comedy in the original. I see Three Stooges routines in there. Even like I'm not talking about the unintentional stuff
With two guys?
of being low budget and
Talking about when
and-
Shemp shows up.
yeah, a college boy, eh? Yeah, that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, there is little bits here and there, like Ash fighting with the bookcase and whatnot, but overall, I don't believe that's what their intention was with the film or anything like that.
Yeah.
And that seems to be. I actually think that's come right from them, but
Yeah, it is.
I don't. Brandon and I are the only smart ones in the fucking universe.
He's smarter than Bruce and Sam Raimi. These two.
Yeah.
That's why our movie's gonna be better.
No. This is what you meant. That's what you're saying.
The closest to any of them I've got was Ted Raimi, and he doesn't have much recollection of actually working on that one. So
Well, there you go. But Bruce did say it on Twitter. We hit him up on it, and he said that it wasn't comedy. So
there you
that's-
go.
Again, I'm not out to prove anything. Those days are over. It's all in the past. It's all in the past. It just came up in conversation. But I'm not battling these guys on anything anymore, whether it be a barbecue, a bagged milk, or a fucking Pac-Man ghost. I'm all done. I'm just gonna be happy-go-lucky Dave, and that's okay too.
Unless a trailer comes on.
No, I'm not discussing them.
Have you set up a date for you and Adam Marcus to get together and like him strap you down and shave you? Like I don't like Jason Goes to Hell style, or he just for no reason whatsoever just decides to fucking shave you clean
No, but I'm willing to do that for a video.
for a video. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
How much?
Perfect. A reenactment of the scene.
D, can you come up with 2,000? One for me to blow a donkey, and one for someone to shave John on camera.
No, not someone. Adam Marcus. It's like it's someone. Adam Marcus is gonna come and shave him
I didn't want
in
to
the
say his
exact same
And
setup.
I want you to blow Adam Marcus's donkey.
No, Dave's gonna blow him while he's shaving me. So Dave, be
Yes.
gentle and go slow.
$1,000. I would do this.
No, you wouldn't.
Adam Marcus with John Rhoades in the room, it'd be a story to tell. Everybody knows. Actually, I don't care.
Everybody knows what.
I was going to say. I stopped myself.
You just stopped
Come
right
on.
there. Everybody knows.
I stopped myself. I was going to say, everybody knows I'm not gay. But I didn't want to say that because it doesn't matter now that you're gay. People don't care if you are. It used to be a big deal. Oh, this guy's
No,
gay.
it doesn't.
Now it's like,
I think it still is kind of a big deal because you're not gay, so I don't think you would enjoy sucking a cock, and I don't think you would do it for $1,000.
I don't enjoy going to work fucking every day either, but I would rather suck a cock and work for fucking 5 minutes than work for 40 hours. Don't you get
Is
the
Adam
difference?
Marcus gonna say this?
What's wrong with easy money? I want to work for 5 minutes instead of 40 hours that week.
I saw
agree
that
with
movie.
you, but I don't really want to suck a dick.
I don't
Yeah.
want either, but I don't want to go to work either. I don't want to wake up.
Give me a moment, guys. I'm gonna hit Adam up and let's see
Yeah.
if we can set this up. I'm just not gonna tell him about Dave. Dave's just gonna be a surprise and under the table.
Imagine that, under the table and dreaming, and there I am tickling his fucking nutsack. I don't.
Maybe you should leave out the fact that he calls him Adam Marcus.
We're just gonna do it straight like fucking Police Academy. He's just gonna be there starting to shave, and Dave's just gonna pull it out and start sucking.
Yes.
Well,
and at the end, I'm gonna bite him. I'm gonna say that's for fucking Jason Goes to Hell. That's how I'm gonna bite his ass.
No, but it was great. It was great insight into the script version of TCM because it sounded like a lot of the problems that are in the film that exists were definitely not in the original script.
Right, and that's why I wanted you guys to have that. I mean, since I wasn't going to be there to discuss it, I wanted you guys to actually have that. So,
hey, I'm an apologist for the film. I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun.
So, hey, as do I. But I mean, there are some glaring issues that we discussed and he addressed as well. It was weird though. Again, by listening to that interview, he talked about the cell phone and he talked about whatever, but he actually didn't, unless I missed it the times I listened, and I'm pretty sure he didn't mention it. He doesn't specify the year it was supposed to take place, or was it 94? Was it supposed to be 20 years? 93. It was 93. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
So the why, like, because it's not that the movie ignores that. The movie has a tombstone in it that clearly says 2012.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Like,
Just
it's
for
so
that FaceTime.
bizarre.
Because of that FaceTime shot.
Right. I think a lot of it was they didn't have the budget to make everything, period. And they, according to him at least, the producers thought the FaceTime shot would be really fucking cool, so they just made it modern, even though it made zero fucking sense.
No.
Yeah.
Who needs that scene? Really, who cares? Some guy got killed on the fucking scene. Big deal. We don't need to see it. Yeah.
Well, it could have been some police technology. They could have just put 1993 or 94 on the fucking tombstone. And, okay, so their outfits were a little bit more modern and everything else. But otherwise, who gives a shit? I don't think anybody else would have been paying attention to the fact this doesn't look like the 90s. It would have been, okay, whatever, done.
Look at It Follows. It doesn't take place in any time period.
Yeah, and they got that clamshell reader.
Right. You don't know what, but if you look around, everything looks kind of older. You know what
I
I mean?
feel like
So
that's
it's
an alternate world. I always
Right?
felt like that watching that film. We've talked about that. Like
It
I
has 8
feel-
Mile in it, huh? An alternate world with 8 Mile in it. That's fine because they talk about the fucking the streets.
No, it's Earth, but it's like an alternate Earth. Altered.
Okay.
Earth 2?
Earth.
Good old Earth 2. I'm still mad they didn't pick up at Earth 2. That's one good thing about the end of Jason X. When it ends, okay, they're back on Earth and you got 2 people in a campground. Oh, look at the Wish Upon a Star, and there he is. And I'm thinking, and the old mask comes in there, and I'm like, wait a minute. I go, now next time they make a movie, you can pick up right here, and it's back to old school again. They had a golden opportunity, and they didn't do anything about it. That's disappointing.
Have you read any of the books that continue the Jason X storyline?
No.
I own 3 of them. I got them
They're not
I got
worth
them
reading.
dirt. Yeah, I know. That's what I've heard. The only ones I'm missing are the first Jason X, the film book, and then the experiment. But I've got the other 3, and they sell for ridiculous prices. I got them for $30. All 3
That's
of them.
good.
Yeah, I couldn't say no because I knew what they were selling for.
You could have.
No, I couldn't have.
I'm just not into
I'm going to sell them and get them to blow a donkey with the money I made.
that. Or Adam Marcus. Either or. If the price is the same, I'll probably take Adam Marcus. You
Yeah,
know?
the Marcus is the biggest donkey we know.
I haven't listened to the interview yet, but I will.
John's friends with them. Like, you guys are fucking terrible. I mean,
I got nothing against Adam Marcus. I don't know Adam Marcus.
you said fuck him last episode.
I say fuck him to everybody. I said fuck Duncan. I called him a haggis-eating chode. I don't even know the guy.
I mean, you're not wrong. He fucking killed Grave Shift Radio. These fucking foreigners coming in here with their weird diseases, almost killing fucking Ryan. Jesus, fuck.
Yeah, that's right. He did get sick. Yeah, see? Maybe it is Duncan.
Which, by the way, listeners, this is all bullshit. I don't really hate Dumpkin. I don't really think that this foreign asshole brought this disease. I'm just trolling you. If you actually believe it, then fucking shame on you.
Yeah.
And they've also been listening to us for a while too, I think. So I think you're safe.
Yeah, it's all
Oh,
good.
but you didn't mention Derek.
No. I'm sticking with fuck him. He took that movie from me.
I noticed that.
I'm
I
gonna
thought it'd be perfect. That was the first film I ever reviewed for a podcast, and then I could say officially I'm done. I'm reviewing it as the last film. But no, he took that from me. So now I'm not fucking done yet.
son of a bitch.
guess.
Maybe you'll be on his show. Maybe he'll invite you onto celluloid dissections. Would you go on there and have a man to man conversation? I don't know what this is.
Would you blow each other? Would you blow each other on celluloid dissections?
Are we doing like the weirdest fist bump ever on this show?
Yeah. Possibly. Anyway.
But yeah, I would go on his show.
Oh, wow. See, there you go. I was going to have them fight. This is what I was going to do. I was going to resurrect the trivia, and I was going to run the whole thing. I was going to be the trivia master, right? And but I get to choose who goes against who. So I'm going to people that have feuded in real life, at least a little bit. And that was going to be like a preliminary bout, because not a lot of people know what's going on there, but we know that's enough. But it was going to be John against Derek, round one. And I was going to set it up, and I pick who goes against who. Don't you think that'd be a better trivia? We can get people that we know don't even like each other in some cases.
I don't care what trivia it is as long as it gets to the end.
But
And it was Ryan Lewis. I checked it. It was Ryan Lewis I went up against. This guy doesn't remember because it was fucking 5 years ago that we did this.
I remember that guy did have a good voice, though. He had a really good voice. I remember thinking we should replace you with him at that time.
Hey, he produced Grave Shift Radio, so.
See? There you go.
No, Ryan. Not C. Ryan.
Yeah. It was Ryan that did Grave Shift, not C.
Yeah.
Well, if I start trivia, I promise it'll finish, because I'm fucking fucked up that way. It's an OCD. I gotta fucking finish it if I host the damn thing.
I want to go against this donkey that you blow.
Who could be?
What's the name of that show that was on in the 80s? Hee-haw! You got it. The donkey wins.
Sorry. I mean, if it was to come on for a specific episode just to win that right, I don't care that much, fucking Dave. I really don't. But if you guys are gonna do not necessarily a series, but like a one-off episode, yeah, I'll do that. Whatever.
Dave's seriously considering it now.
I'll do trivia. Well, I'll tell you what. If we end up having to cut back because of situations going on with B over here, and I could put out some more stuff per month, I'm sure I could make a video like this and just upload it to the fucking Patreon, and there we go. Exploding heads, fucking, yeah, that'd be cool. Trivia. But I'm gonna have enemies, good friends, better enemies, or something like that. That'd be a gimmick. I can come up with trivia questions. Believe me, I could do them right now. And fucking
go.
Put me up against Mike Sankovich, that fucking hack.
Do you think Michael J would be in a fucking? I put him against Alex first and foremost. That's good friends, better enemies for life. That'd be a fucking battle. Don't you want to listen to that? Holy fuck! It's a new thing.
No, the weird. The weird thing.
Do I want to listen to a fucking neckbeard sit there and bitch and moan the whole time? No, I don't.
Shit. Well, it's gonna be you against B anyway. Derek B, not B. Sorry, Derek B. So I'm gonna think about this. I gotta get some enemies that are willing to get together and do this. That'd be some shit. But anyway, there goes my mind. Let's do these movies, huh?
Let's get into them.
All right.
So which Amityville were we doing? Was it Amityville Death House? Was it Amityville Vibrator? Or was it Amityville versus the Dollhouse?
What?
Is there a versus?
Yes, there is a versus.
Are you kidding me?
It came out in like 2015, I think. Yeah.
Holy
It's only like a short film, but yeah.
Oh,
Holy crap.
damn it. I'm curious, at least, if that were the case. And do they have to pay for the house? That is a good question. Somebody brought it up, B or C, earlier.
It was me. I said, if you make a movie, obviously you can call it Amityville, whatever the fuck you want now. But if you use the image of the house, is that copyright infringement? Or do you need copyright to use that image?
I
actually
actually
pay to
think
use that image is what I meant to say.
I actually think the way around it is the exact same with the Amityville name. I mean, it's the name of the town, but that's just an architecture type. So as long as you find a house that's somewhat similar, who the fuck cares? I mean, it changes movie to movie anyway, so as long as it's got those fucking windows, no one's gonna give a shit.
Man.
Imagine we did one. It was like those windows, and it just goes into like a fucking bungalow. Like it pans around, and it's Amityville bungalow.
Bungalow.
And then you scan into the window, and there's Dave blowing at him, Marcus.
And at the end,
while John's being shaved.
Oh God.
you guys, would you be offended if that was our movie? It's 2 minutes long. It's like Bambi versus Godzilla.
I am willing to do nudity. So just put that out.
See? So am I. I don't need to, but I'm willing to.
My God.
Well,
You guys ready for Amityville Dollhouse?
Yeah.
In 1996, a children's dollhouse, which is a miniature of the infamous haunted Long Island house, is given to a young girl where the demonic evil soon comes out to cause more terror. Now, I know we watched it for 96. The top 10 of 96 show we did, Dave, right? Did you do that one also?
I don't think I was on that one. No.
I
Yeah.
don't remember, but we did do it then, yes.
Yeah, and I watched it, and I kind of enjoyed it, but I was reading about its reception here, and I told these guys before we came on air, and I'll read it again. The film was featured in the 2010 book, 150 Movies You Should Die Before You See. And then, in which reviewer Steve Miller wrote, and here's where he basically can just negate anyone who even likes this movie, which I actually like this movie, but he can negate that with this statement. Don't bother asking why someone built a dollhouse replica of a place on Long Island, and don't ask how it ended up in a shack in the desert, or how it became filled with evil.
It's true.
And that basically just fucking destroyed the whole movie, but I still enjoy it.
It didn't destroy the whole movie, but it's just like the other ones that I like this one and I like them. It would have suited them better if they did explain it. And it could have been done so fucking easily. That's the thing that bothers me. How do they not explain that? They take all this time to do all the... It's not that hard. I think right now, within 5 minutes, we could sit here and iron out a reason for that to be there in that place.
Let's not
between us.
I've
Could
already
have been-
got it.
See?
Shoot it to us then.
What's the reason?
It's fucking simple. You don't fucking film it in California. Shoot it in fucking Canada. Say it's in Amityville. The original house burned down, and then
Yes.
somebody built that out of the remains of the fucking house. And it
That's
was,
what I said.
instead of the
The same
shed,
land.
it's in the fucking boathouse.
Yes. And you know what?
Solved.
Perfect. I even thought that maybe, as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, are
Amityville
they actually
Dollhouse. There's ours. You write that down.
a medieval doghouse? Is that what-
Amityville Boathouse, a medieval doghouse. Dave's like, can I blow the dog? A medieval dog? Can I blow?
Oh, God. Stop now. Wait a minute.
Stop.
Stop
As I'm
now.
watching the movie, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, maybe I'm not aware of this. Maybe, because they said the house burned down, there was a thing behind it when he pulled the thing out. I'm like, maybe they are at the Amityville location. The house burned down, and this is the first time they're going into the shed. Now, there wasn't a shed in the first movie, in the first house, but maybe they just replaced a boathouse with a shed, and this is where they're going. But then I started thinking, oh, but they're not next to the water, so it can't be. That's what made me decide that it wasn't the location of the Amityville. So that thought did occur to me, too. I'm like, maybe that's where they're at. That's why. But
So the desert didn't give it away at all, Dave?
I don't know. I guess I didn't notice the desert.
The tumbleweed.
I guess by the time those thoughts came into my head, I forgot about the desert, I suppose. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
fucking Leatherface pretty much showed up in this for one scene. It's like, oh, wrong movie. Shit.
But that would have been it. Why they? I agree, John. I was like, because I was thinking the same thing Dave was saying, but I'm like, well, no, because obviously it's not. It's in the desert. It's not anywhere near it. But why do that? They could have simply had the house somewhere else. Said it was not Connecticut, Long Island. Sorry, and then just went from there. And problem solved. Or if they couldn't do that for whatever reason, then explain how that dollhouse got there. But they don't even try to.
Not at all. No. And I watched an interview with the director, and he doesn't even know. Like, there's no concept behind it. He's just like, I don't know how it got there. What the fuck? How are you directing this film if you have no knowledge of what the story should be?
Yeah.
It really should just be called The Dollhouse, and I think people would feel better about it if it had no relation to Amityville whatsoever.
And maybe it was.
And
maybe
that's almost how I feel like this film is.
No, it wasn't?
No, according to the director, who was the producer of the previous 3 films or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically, they were just amping off the Amityville name and saying these possessed items came from the house and blah, 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 even though he had no idea how there was a connection besides the dollhouse looked like the Amityville house.
You know what they should have done? Remember the guy from the last movie was a developer and he was building those small replicas of the Amityville house, and then he crashed them all. Maybe he should have also built a dollhouse because he's a what do you call it? A fucking, whatever the hell his job was. Thank you. He's an architect.
He built the sock puppets.
That too. But he could have built a dollhouse for another kid because he was obsessed with it. You know what I mean? Maybe it was going to be a birthday, and he did it, and they could even tie that in and say he built it, and then that's why it's here. Or I don't know.
I'm glad they didn't.
I don't know.
Into that.
Having seen that interview, I don't think anyone behind these gave a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's evident. But you know what? I will give credit where credit's due. It's enjoyable,
it's very
even
enjoyable.
without this. And it has the most effects and is probably the fastest paced out of all the ones we've just watched. Like,
it's very ambitious for a part 8 and for a film where you could tell, like, obviously at this point nobody gives a fuck. It's true. It's true, but it's ambitious. It's got a lot going on.
The makeup for the dead dad, was good. The downfall of that was his fucking voice. They should have creeped it up a bit because his normal voice just took away from it.
Oh, Ghost Dad?
Ghost Dad.
That was Ghost Dad.
That was him. That was my least favorite part of the whole movie, especially in the third act. It reminds me of a house when Big Ben comes around.
Well, that's right.
See, I don't like that. That's my least favorite parts of that, too. I don't like some random zombie guy running around in a fucking haunted house.
See,
I just don't.
I liked it because it was kind of tying back to the original mythos that the house was trying to get the child to kill everyone. And as soon as that started, I was just like, fuck yes. Okay, we are on the right path. Okay, so we're seeing the demonic form, and it's using this identity to manipulate this child, and we're going to see this nerd who I would have fucking beat the shit out of in middle school fucking snap and kill his entire family. I was on board, and then they didn't do anything.
Jimmy was a fucking nerd, man.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah, that fucking.
And annoying too.
Yeah,
annoying type. Nerd.
Actually, I thought the daughter, who they tried to make really sweet because she was a horrible actress. Every scene she was in, she couldn't deliver a line to save her life.
Most of them were fucking bad actors.
The kids were not good.
The dad was good because I just kept wanting him to go, Mr. Shoop.
Yeah.
Mr. Shoop.
Yes.
Our good friend over here, Mr. Shoop.
No, not Mr. Yeah.
Freddie
He
Shoop.
was the principal.
Freddie Shoop.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought
summer
Todd,
school.
the oldest son, was the best.
He was good. The other two kids were not. I agree. And the mother was okay.
But the incestuous stuff, again, very Amityville, like her lusting after the son.
And that too, he was saying, "Call me." I'm telling you, he was looking at the picture when she's going at it with her husband, and she keeps seeing the picture, and then all of a sudden they show the one. It changes from him on the beach to a close up of him, and it looks like he's saying, "Call me" to her.
Dude, the stuff with the house, with them building the house around the fireplace, and the previous house having burnt down and stuff like that, I think is really cool. The dollhouse smoking, that whole scene with the father with Robin Thomas coming down the stairs, seeing the legs there, seeing the shoes there. That's creepy. The house is filled with smoke. I thought it was really, really well done. It had some really creepy imagery.
See, I thought the boots was a great idea. I just don't think it was well executed. Like, they took too fucking long for the reveal. He had to find the bat and then the fucking flashlight, and then he's going down the stairs. Like, we should have just got the shot of that. Oh shit, he grabs the bat and he's going down the stairs, and just keep the fucking shot on the boots until we come around and see there's just fucking boots there. But no, there's just like, oh, there's something there. It's like, oh fuck, what are we Oh, we got to get the
That's
bat.
why this guy
the
never
flashlight.
directed anything again. I don't, like, unless I'm wrong,
No.
this is the only thing he directed. And
That's true,
there's
yeah.
and it was passable, but like you said, if you don't know the mythos, if you don't even know why this object got there, we're gonna have some problems. But again, shockingly, it's on par with the last one for me. Like, it's nothing fantastic. I never have to watch it again, but I was surprisingly happy with what I saw there. And again, more makeup effects, more effects work, probably the best looking effects
They look
of the
good.
last 4 movies. Those the demons and everything like that look
They
really,
look really creepy and
good.
Very cool.
The,
Very cool.
the
birds.
unintentional comedy that Dave
Oh,
always
dude.
talks about. My favorite part is when that fucking uncle, the guy, like, you got wasps. When he just goes, oh, this looks like it did well for him. And he goes, wee! And he dives into the fucking fireplace.
Yes.
For no reason other than like, well, this looks like a good way out. And then he just dives, not knowing what it's going to do, but it seemed to have worked for the other guy. So he dives into an alternate dimension. It's
Fuck, when
had
that
to
came
be that.
on, I really wished I was just listening to fucking Dawkins Into the Fire. It would have been, an hour 20 minutes shorter, and I would have enjoyed it so much more.
Into the fire. Oh, that would have been great. We should have put it in that spot.
They should have.
Like Raining Blood in fucking the Evil Dead remake. It would have been great just to put that in there. But when he did it, he said, it's got to be better than where I'm at. That's why he escaped. And you thought that was the fun. It was kind of funny. Now that you mention it, is ridiculous. I was just kind of scratching my head. But to me, the two, especially the one moment, was by far the fucking. I fucking stopped. I still got to show it to Francesca because she'll love it. But I called her. I think she was in the bathroom and couldn't hear me. But I laughed for about a minute. Every single one of these movies since part 3, there's been a scene, and it always involves an animal of some sort with comedy. But that's
The mouse?
fucking the spider.
The spider.
Pinata.
I actually liked that. I thought that was effective. The mouse, on the other hand, what the fuck?
The giant mouse, or
Yeah.
the big tail and the big eyes. And then I love when they see wacky shit like that, and you've seen something wacky, and he's like, you saw it? He's like, I don't know. I don't know what I saw. I hate when they do that in a movie. You just saw a giant fucking creature under a bed, and now you're playing it off because I don't know what I saw.
His
Could've been
tail was
nothing.
like 18 feet long, sticking out under the bed, but he's not sure what he saw. I like that scene, though. It is comical, but
callback.
I like it.
It was a callback to part 1 with the red eyes. It was the exact same fucking thing Margot Kidder saw when she looked outside the window and saw those 2 red eyes.
Oh, she
First
saw a
thing I
robot outside the window, too?
Yeah, he pulls that robot out. I don't know. This must have been it.
Is that the Happy Birthday Polly robot?
Could have been anything. Like, why did they get something else? It's just a stupid little robot that maybe has a little red light on it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Happy
what
Birthday,
you're-
Todd. Happy Birthday, Todd.
Tell me you wouldn't have wanted that. Like, you wouldn't want one of those Amityville Dollhouses right now to display in your house. Like, that would be fucking cool. The little sock puppet things were creepy. And then when the things were happening, and they were kind of happening within the dollhouse too.
Yeah,
like
the stairs, the,
smoke-
oozing
yeah.
stairs, very Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah,
Yep.
There's some
stuff.
cool things, yeah.
I thought it was really cool when the little girl reached in and then her hand appeared right by her head in the upstairs part. I was like, okay, now that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they should have played with that a little bit more.
I think
Yes.
it had a lot of good things going for it.
It did.
I don't know about that.
I don't
I
know
just-
if I would say it was, like I said, it's not fantastic, but I enjoy. It was like on par with the last one, but it just, for whatever reason, I felt like there was still goofy, maybe too goofy. I think it could have used another setting. When they cut back to what does the aunt do? Why is she all like? They didn't even really link the connection to why she's all knowing and whatever. And she does that seance thing.
Why are you guys getting all critical now? In every single one of these movies, there's somebody who has some sort of like special ability, and even he does too. And
Yeah,
she
but they
kinda
do. They have a
helps-
shop.
I thought that was well explained. They're fucking occultists. They have the occult store. I mean,
Yeah.
they're pretty much the Warrens, but
No,
bikers. That's the version
Okay.
I want. I want the fucking Warrens in the 90s as bikers. Come
And
on.
Bill has the ability too.
Fine.
He kind of suppresses it, but she kind of helps him tap into it, which helps him face it at the end.
Maybe it's the fact that I've watched this over 3 nights, but the reality would be okay, true. But it just seems like what was the catalyst to make her dig deeper? Something happened. Like the girl was sick.
I don't know. They went to the party,
She saw
and
the
right
dollhouse
away,
and saw the dolls.
and that well, even before that, he said something to her about the house when he saw it, and she goes, "Yeah, I know." She goes, "Don't say anything right now," or something like that. So he caught the vibe off it, and then she went back and saw there was things happening.
Okay.
Went back, told her husband. They had the shop, so they're already balls deep involved in freaking occultist things. So if not them, then who? Makes perfect sense.
Right. They sensed it as soon as they were around the dollhouse. They sensed the evil.
They did. I thought he was going to say he recognized the house. He was going to say, "Hey, isn't that house from Long Island where all that shit was?" That's
That
what
would have been a great connection, and then they could have figured out how it got there or something like that. Like fuck, like it's so weird that they just left out that whole aspect of storytelling. Like at least the other ones, like they explain that there's an artifact that came from the house.
Yeah.
They didn't even touch upon it.
But this one looked like the house, see? Isn't that good enough? I mean, come on.
Sure.
I just thought it was weird that a guy who lost his parents in a house fire would rebuild a house that burned down.
I thought it was weird that the shed would have a clipping of that house burning down. So somebody was hanging around in the fucking shed after the house burned down. It's like, oh, fuck, my house burned down. I'm living in here. Let's put this news clipping of my house burning down up in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Adam Marcus in there.
He was doing research. He moved into it. He lived there for about 7 months.
He's gonna need some info on. Oh no, wait, he's not blowing you. You're blowing him. Never mind. I was gonna say he's gonna need some info on Junior, but you're the one blowing him, so that's.
Oh boy, poor guy. How about the part when he's making love to his wife and he says,
"Am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Am I doing this right? Yeah, hell yeah, you're fucking doing this right. You both look like you shedded 30 pounds in sweat. You're
Plus,
fucking
he's got 2
doing it.
kids, so I think he knows what he's doing.
and he's with her before. It's not like it's the first time. It's a relationship. And doesn't she answer, "I don't know"? Is that the fucking answer?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're doing it right. What are these fucking 2 teenagers their first time? I don't get it. Am I doing this right? I don't know.
It's true. It's fucking
I
ridiculous.
don't even ask that anymore. I just apologize the whole time.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
How
you
many
have to
times
fuck
did you
me.
get to say that? 3 times?
Not even.
What am I?
You
a
get to
porn
say, "I'm
star
so."
3 times?
What am I?
I'll tell you, I like when Claire turns into a sex kitten, though, when she goes into that mood and she starts lusting after the son. And I don't know, something about that. I don't know. That always turns me
Sexual
on.
behavior turns you. No, I know what you mean though. When she's just like
Can't help it.
feeling it. These movies love having people just touching themselves in the washroom or in the bedroom, and then she's just going to town on herself, and then snaps to it. But she gets all horned up the second he sees her. It's great. He can see it in her eyes and runs up those stairs.
Fucking, she's in her bra. Her fucking pants are all done. She looks like she's ready to go. I would have fucking ran upstairs too. I mean, Jesus.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah.
Brayden hesitates.
But I like how we haven't even touched upon. So she's watching this kid play basketball after breakfast. She goes to the store, does shopping, comes back. He's still playing basketball. How fucking long was this kid out in the California sun playing basketball by him fucking self?
Shirtless.
Really
And where
trying
does
to
his
make-
girlfriend keep popping up from? They are in the middle of fucking nowhere. She shows up like on foot, it seems. Maybe again, I could be wrong, and I might be nitpicking because again, I did watch this over 3 nights. Don't ask me why. It
Did
was
you
a
say it
2B
moved
thing.
along at a nice clip? Or is this because you're watching it in 15-minute segments? I mean,
It was because I watched it in 20-minute segments, I guess. But the reality would be, not 20-minute, but you know what I mean. The reality would be that, like, she does just pop up. Her getting burned was fucking great. And then when she comes back, and then he pulls the hair right off of her head.
did
he
you
turns
notice?
around.
Did you notice he tries to extinguish the fire by pouring the margarita mix over? It must not have been very
Yes.
strong margaritas.
I
because-
knew it. I knew
I
he
think it would have been fucking great if she just burst into
Yeah,
fucking
she
Freddy
should've.
flames at that point.
right. Maybe it was the ice in the margarita. Maybe there was enough in there to combat the. I don't know.
I don't know, Dave. You got to talk to the chief of the fire police and see if that'll.
I will. I'll see him later. I'll say, listen.
I'll see you later. How strong do you want him? And then so you think he's going to make him strong? Yeah, evidently he didn't.
Kid, yeah. I'll tell you though, it looks good. Like after the after effects and the burns on her face, she looked like it was good makeup effects, man.
This is the best makeup effects of the sequels, I think, of the ones that from 4, 5, 6 into 8, I guess. Because 3 was okay, other than that fucking demon that pops up.
Wow. Yep. Even Pascal looked okay, you know? What's his name? The father, whatever the hell his name is. Whatever his name is, Pascal, the kid's father walking around.
Oh, the zombie dad.
Yeah,
Ghost Dad.
Ghost Dad.
Yeah,
Ghost.
Ghost Dad looked good.
Yeah. It was a combination of Pascal and fucking Big Ben. That's what it was. That type of thing.
Well, I thought it was big. That's what I was saying. It was like House. It reminded me of Big Ben, but at least Big Ben, they threw on a little bit of a voice on it. This guy just using his old natural voice didn't work that well.
Yeah. Well, but he had to seduce his son, so he had to have his dad's voice. You know, so it would make sense. If he talked differently, the kid would be like, well, this isn't my father.
But listen to what we're saying. He had to have the voice, but he's a fucking skeleton. So he's ugly as fuck and scary as shit, but he's got my dad's voice. So I'm seduced. What do you want me to do, Dad? Oh, okay. The kid wasn't buying into it. At first, he was like, you got to kill them all. And I like what John said earlier, I was like, oh, this is going to be kind of cool. But then they kind of like just abandoned that. Like he was still trying to get him like, here, I'm digging the graves and whatever. But the son wasn't buying into any of that at that point.
Kill Bill.
Yeah, I think that would have been a really cool route to go where the family's just getting torn apart. And this kid that is a fucking nerd of all nerds is being transformed into the crazy one that's going to kill them all. Like, that would have been fucking awesome.
I agree. Yeah. A young killer like that, too? Shit. That would have been cool.
That's too ballsy of a sequel, I guess, though. But that would have been definitely darker. Just like the guy killing everybody at the end of that art show of the last movie we saw, to be a better ending, a stronger ending, and just being like, holy shit, remember that? What if they did this? This would have been a darker movie and a probably more satisfying film.
R.I.P. to that turkey, though.
But you know, there's a bigger thing at hand here involving the nerd kid, and I'm surprised nobody's brought it up. This is a real topical movie ahead of its time. It's very woke. Everything that's going on with this kid, the kid is actually a homosexual, and he doesn't want to. He's having difficulties, coming to terms with it. That's why they have that whole scene when he puts the thing up, the chair, and this and that, and it's all about not coming out of the closet. That's what he's saying to this guy when he puts him in there. He goes, "All right, please don't come out of the closet," he said. That was the whole thing with him. So this movie was really ahead of its time. Poor kid.
I mean, I think you're reaching a bit there, but you're the one out of the four of us that wants to suck a cock, so I'm going to take your word on this one, Dave.
No, I'm just kidding.
Reach around, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. But it literally, that was the word he said. Please don't.
He also Richard Geared that mouse.
Yeah, there you go. There's all kinds of. There's tons of subtext here.
No, Jimmy would have been torn apart when he became big. When Max turned big.
Oh shit. Yes, the same thing that should happen with Max should happen with Bill. Is that what they said? Isn't that what the?
Yeah. He should die too.
That's pretty bad there. Yeah. Happen to Max, let it happen to him. Wow, that's fucking. You're right though, John. They should have gone down that road a little more. I would have preferred he joined him, and I didn't have freaking the zombified guy running around in the third act. Because it just, I don't know. When I think of a haunted house and the things going on, and everything else, I don't know. It just seems like a little too far to have a guy looking like that running around. That's not what I want in my Amityville movie.
Oh, I like it. I think it's fine. At this point, what I'm expecting is exactly what I got. The house is haunting all of them. He's seeing Ghost Dana with her burns. He's seeing his father. Jessica's seeing everything, these creepy dolls and shit. They're all being haunted.
I don't know. I just kept expecting one of them to get possessed or something, like when the wasp went in Todd's ear. I was like, okay, so this is how we're going to get it, and he's going to turn against them. And no, he just got stung.
Yeah. It's pretty tame in terms of holding back and not going all out. I mean, these ideas are much better sounding than what we get, but I can't complain with what we got, especially given the previous 5 sequels we just done. This one, to me, was the most enjoyable after part 2.
Oh,
Easily.
I'm glad I didn't watch them now.
They're terrible. They really are. I'm gonna say it now. Amityville as a franchise is atrocious. It really
Wait till
is.
you're wrong.
I'm sorry. It is.
Okay.
I'll have.
You're not
Dave
I,
has been definitely higher.
Dave,
Except the
you-
last one we liked the most, and Dave didn't like it that much, or
Yeah.
as much. And when I say most, we're talking about
You guys
like
were
a
a
6 out
little
of 10.
A little
Yeah.
higher. Okay, and you're not wrong, B. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. I disagree. There's no right or wrong in your
No, I
opinions
know.
on the.
It's so weird though, because you're talking about being close in numbers with TCM, and I'm gonna come out and say it before we even get to Leatherface, and just say that TCM might be one of my new favorite franchises.
There you go.
Son of a
Absolutely.
Thank God. I'm
Because
glad.
I'm gonna blow Leatherface in a little while.
What?
Happened.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
guys are fucked. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Okay. Well, we get.
We're
I'll
fucked.
tell you,
No, Dave, I am cupping both of those balls when
Hell
it comes time.
this
Fuck.
is going to be something. Well, I'll tell
I'm
you
so
what.
happy about this too. I'm glad you
Amityville.
did this.
Amityville. What I did was this. I added up everything, all movies, and I divided 8 movies divided by my ranking of Amityville and of Leatherface. And then for shits and giggles, I thought of other series that went to 8 movies or more, and I decided to do that, knowing my ratings for them. And I have an exact thing as to how everything rates. So I think it'll be fun to share that at the end. But I did it last night. I was like, okay, I want to see, because only so many series have gone this deep. I want to know how I feel about them. But again, I did like this movie. I enjoyed this one as well. I've enjoyed, I think maybe 2 of them I ranked like a 5, or one of them, and they weren't. But I don't know. None of them were really bad to me. So I'm okay with the journey I've taken on these Amityvilles. I'm glad I'm stopping now. I don't want to see like the other ones, like versus a dollhouse and a shark and a fucking Amityville
Hey,
Ouija.
hey.
It's terrible.
Amityville Vibrator. I'm just saying that should be the next one you care.
I didn't even know. I thought you were joking with that
No,
title.
it's a real film.
movie.
Oh my
Yeah, I've
God.
heard about that. Yeah,
You should check out the trailer.
Well,
that's a
I will.
trailer I will watch. That's one I'll watch. I watched a little bit of some yesterday at the movies, by the way. A little bit, just a little bit, and then I looked away when I decided it was time to stop. The Halloween one, as soon as it started, I looked away, and I can tell you one thing about it. I don't know what they showed in it, but my wife got angry at it. She goes, "Oh, something happens. They show in the trailer that angered her," and then she said they should have stopped at the last one. And that's all I know. I don't know what she was shown, but she was pissed off.
Michael
So
Myers shows up. That's what they
Yeah,
showed.
you lived. Yeah,
Uh,
that's the big joke. Dude, was it the teaser one or was it the full trailer?
Well, I was at the theater, so it went on for fucking over a minute. So yeah, it was a full one.
it was the full movie they showed.
I went and saw Halloween Kills.
So I'm thinking about
Yeah,
how
Sylvester Stallone re-edited it, so it's just a montage.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna sneak in.
Michael Bay directed.
I think I'm gonna sneak in. Oh, he's trying to find a loophole to go see it in the theaters.
Yeah, a loophole.
Oh, I'm not gonna pay for it. This is
I
what
ain't no Mark. I'm
gonna
sneaking in.
Right. I'm going to go to 2 movies that day, like I could have done yesterday for these. I'm going to go to one, and then I'm going to sneak into fucking Halloween after.
Pay the $10 for the ticket. It's cheaper
Oh.
than the $300 bail that Irene's gonna have to pay to get you out of prison when you get arrested.
Are you kidding me? She'll do it with me. We'll have a fucking blast sneaking into the theater. It's
But
fucking
Dave, I wanted not to harp on the trailer thing, but
No,
this
no.
hasn't really been covered. When you are in the theater and the trailers start, what the fuck do you do? Are you the asshole that just turns on his phone and sits there,
No.
or do you just like
Close
cover
my
your fucking
ears.
eyes,
Open
or
my ears and look down and close my eyes.
Yeah, so let's do this.
Sometimes I bump.
Like, oh, look, the autistic boy. Aw.
no? They just think he's Jewish.
Check it.
Oh yeah, he davens. He's davening.
This is what I do. For a regular movie,
Pull it out of
like
focus.
Malignant was advertised and some other movie. For a regular movie that I have an interest in just because it's a horror movie, I just close my eyes and put my head down like this. That's it. I just look down. That's all I do.
This behavior of yours is malignant.
For Halloween, I look down and I plug my ears, and then I just do a little humming to myself so I don't have to hear what they're saying.
He goes, like that loud, but he thinks he's humming to himself. And everyone's there is like, what the fuck is this? Like,
my daughter are there. It's over.
We got to finish Amityville here.
Yeah, we kind of I kind of feel I didn't defend it enough, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I know there's a lot of issues with it, but I felt like it was very ambitious. I enjoyed the characters, even when the acting wasn't so great. I enjoyed all the effects they crammed into it. I like the dollhouse. I like the little dolls. I like the fireplace scene. It is silly when they jump into it, but I like the looks of the demons in the portal, and I like the sort of happy ending.
And
yeah, you know what it was like, by the way? It was like the original. It was
yes, it was. It was like the original. Like he went back for the dog, except they didn't go back for the uncle.
Right.
No, it just said fuck Tobias.
You know what? He didn't really need to stay behind. He's like, I'm gonna stay behind. You go, like, just go with them.
He already said they can't come through the fucking light. Just go.
Yeah, just go. They can't come through the light, and he's like standing there, like playing with them, like you can't get me, and they grab him and fucking rip him apart or whatever.
When he dives through into the fucking truck, like he's like, "There's another wee!" And he goes into there with the house.
Yeah, they did it in slow motion, even though the truck's not moving.
Yeah, I know. It's not dramatic at all, but they had to make it seem dramatic. And he jumps into there. But you didn't give a rating though, B. You said everything, and then you didn't.
6.5. 6.5.
No.
Whoa.
Yeah.
6.5 for me too. 6.5.
Really? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Holy shit. Well, thanks for letting the guests go first.
Oh.
Well, see, you asked me for my rating.
I know. But I'm always the asshole that does it.
All right. Well, for myself, it just left me with a lot of questions, like we already said. Like, why is it in California? You know, was the dollhouse possessed? Why was the fucking dollhouse there? You know, I didn't think the writing was particularly good. The acting wasn't good. I mean, there was some interesting stuff there, but like we already said, it was a lot of good ideas, but poorly executed. It had some stuff going for it, and I'm just really not sure what they were going for, because it fucking wasn't scares at all. This is just mediocre to me. Fucking 4.
Yeah, don't watch the rest of the series then.
Yeah,
for sure.
you're right. Don't watch
the rest of the series for sure, because I had this on par with the last one we did, which was A New Generation, which I actually think this one had a little bit more going for it overall, but I had a good time with both, but I'll never watch any of them again, other than 3. 1, 2, and 3, I mean. And so I give it a 6 out of 10. I match my rating for the other one. But I could see coming in and this being your only one that you've watched, why you think that. But
Honestly, you only need part 1 and part 2. After that, they can all fuck off.
It's very
real.
true. Yeah,
but this one's enjoyable as like just like a TV haunted dollhouse movie. It really doesn't feel like an Amityville movie. It's not an Amityville movie.
It's a Amityville Dollhouse movie.
The only time I would come back
bad.
to this is when I'm feeling nostalgic for my childhood and those shitty fucking 90s horror films that were badly written, badly produced, badly directed. When I'm just feeling nostalgic for some shit like that, which I do get in the mood for that, I can see myself
just
tossing
call
something.
Uncle Harland over.
Yeah, exactly. We'll cuddle up on the couch. You know, he'll bring his popcorn bowl with a hole in it, and yeah. We probably won't finish the movie, but we'll start it at least.
Uncle Harland.
Well,
Harley. Sorry.
It's almost a challenge. I almost want you to see at least one of the other ones. What one should he watch? Because it shouldn't be New Generation then. Although that one, again, he probably would think that's a 4 out of 10 as well. I'm trying to think. He's got to watch the one with the lamp. The Evil
Yeah,
Escapes.
I was gonna say that. The Evil Escapes. Yep.
That one was dreadful. Well, The Curse was not any better either. Found out The Curse was on Prime. I watched it on fucking YouTube, and there was a beautiful version of it on Prime. Well, beautiful's relative. A better copy of it on
I'll
Prime.
tell you, these look great on that fucking Vinegar Syndrome. I will tell you that.
They do, absolutely.
Exceptionally well. Yeah.
The Curse is not on the Video
buy it.
Syndrome, though. That's
I
the
will
one that
never
wasn't
buy it.
part of it.
Oh, you're right. That was the one that wasn't.
Never buy it. And I love Vinegar Syndrome, but I will never buy it because it's still these shitty movies.
Yeah, you're right.
I
I'm
like
going to give them props. I'm going to give Vinegar Syndrome props for probably doing the best restorations.
Without a doubt, they've been number one for a while in my book.
I just don't own many. I just can't think of a whole lot they're titles that come out a lot.
They put out a lot of really B-level stuff. They really do. They polish up the turds. They really do.
You can't polish a turd.
They do.
Evidently, you can.
They do. And I'll tell you what, they make it enticing because they put them out in these like beautiful boxes and these hard case slipcovers. Like everything.
Actually, no joke. Spookies is a perfect example of polishing a turd.
Yeah.
I almost bought Don't Go in the Woods just because of that beautiful box. And it was just like, oh God, that's beautiful. And then I added to my cart and it's like fucking $45. It's like, no.
They're Don't Go in the Woods and Final Exam. I've watched them. I don't like them, but that's how they get you. You're almost like I'm a slasher completist. I need those in my collection. But you're gonna watch them once, maybe twice, and never again.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyway. All right, I'm really interested in the next one now, based on what B said, because this was my whole revelation last year when I watched the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in full, the whole franchise, and said, hey, this might be my new favorite franchise. But it's up there, because I'm still a Friday fanboy at heart, but goddamn is this franchise strong. And it's really cool to hear that. And the fact that John is cupping some balls, I'm excited.
Well, I'm just curious, where do you guys put this? Because you've said that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not a slasher franchise to you guys. So is it just a horror franchise or what? Because I do consider it slasher. I mean, it's fringe, but to me, it's still slasher.
And you can make an argument. I think it's because we had we put some criteria into it of the multiple killers, even though in a lot of these it's just Leatherface. But the fact is, with the backwoods killers, we kind of said that's some own sort of subgenre. With,
so you guys are just lumping this in with backwoods killers, then, like fucking Wrong Turn and.
Yeah, I get that's the argument. But again, we've had there's not backlash because I don't think there's really been that many people that care.
No backlash for backwoods.
But that said, well, it's a slasher film. Of course, it's a slasher film or whatever. But you can argue it for certain installments.
Where the fuck did Dave go?
I don't know. He just took off. He didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear about John cupping Leatherface's balls.
Are we waiting for him? I didn't even realize he was
can talk about fucking blowing a fucking dog, but God, I'm cupping a small child's balls, and all of a sudden we're offended. Jesus. I thought this was fucking exploding heads here.
He's on the toilet again, isn't he?
He might have to be. He might have to be.
He might have to be on the toilet again.
Well, the only reason he'd have to be is if his mud flap fell out. So
yeah, probably did.
He got wrenched this morning, so he just had a mud flap in before we got going.
I know Dave doesn't like this one for whatever reason, or is not high on this one. But why don't we introduce it at the very least? And then there he is. Coming back.
You all right? Did you wipe?
Of course.
Of course. Gee, what's going on with you? You gotta get to a doctor. You gotta get to a gastro doctor. I feel like you shit 4 times a show, and I'm feeling like if this is like any.
You think I just shit in fucking 30 seconds? Of course not. I just took a piss. That's it.
Still worried about your.
I am fucked up. I've been dizzy lately. I'm all fucked up.
I still want you to see a doctor.
Dave, you gotta be a pro podcaster. Just piss in a bottle or something. Just keep the show going.
I would if it wasn't for the cameras and this. I used to do that actually. I even got a Gatorade bottle specifically for it. But I just didn't have it in.
Hey, they work the best.
What do you mean you don't have Arctic Blast? I can't piss in a fruit punch.
They're the perfect size thing. It's the perfect size fucking width.
Yeah, like the head just fits in there.
Get the fuck out of here. Look at he's like it's the perfect size width. What, to stick up your anal cavity?
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you should got wiggle room. Who wants to put it exactly in that tight? I'm not having sex with it. I mean, come on. I want room to move.
It's not a dog. I mean, come on.
I don't know where we're going.
I don't know where we're going. Leatherface. Okay, here we go. Leatherface 2017. A teenage Leatherface escapes from a mental hospital with 3 other inmates, kidnapping a young nurse and taking her on a road trip from hell while being pursued by a lawman out for revenge. So
I've rewatched this series with my daughter this time, and my daughter said that out of the 4 that she's watched with me, so I started her after Return. So from the remake beginning, 3D, and this one, this was her favorite. I'll start that right off. She said this was her favorite of those.
I can see that. Yeah.
And though I will say that I have this on the Blu-ray, the look of this movie, it looks amazing. Yes, and they try something different. They actually try to present this in a different way within the realm of the franchise and the story. And I thought they did a great job.
Me too.
I could see people being a little annoyed with the twist, but I thought,
bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Why is it bad? Why is
I
it
love
bad?
it. I love it. There's one component of it that I wish they could have expanded upon. But okay, Dave, you tell us why you don't like it.
Because number one, it's a twist for the sake of a twist. And the first time I saw the movie, this is the second view, but the first time I saw the movie, I was like, oh, that's cool, because obviously they're taking you along, and this guy's going to be Leatherface. And I respected the twist for the twist at the time. Upon rewatch, it is one of the biggest stretches I've seen in a horror movie for them to make us think that because this guy got a sliced fucking face, he's going to go from the most caring, compassionate person in this entire movie, the guy with the good head on his shoulders, just because that happened to him, he's going to be turned into a fucking unfucking feeling simpleton who we see in fucking 1974 and again in 3D. There's no way. Maybe if they fucking bashed him in the fucking skull and they rattled his fucking head and he was concussed hard or something and somehow it made him deranged and slow. But you have a fucking college-looking, fucking good-looking, regular guy that should be wearing a dress shirt coming in there, being a stand-up guy, everything. And to have, you're insulting the intelligence of the fucking people for us to fucking have to swallow that.
He's not a stand-up guy.
Happened,
no, Dave, I can fix this for you.
He's not a stand-up guy.
I can fix this for you. All right, Dave, you know where I work, right? Yeah. Okay. So, for those that don't, I work at, if it'll actually show up here, Warren State Hospital, which is a state-run mental institution for the criminally insane. All right. Now, they say in this film that Judd is on a bunch of meds because the one guy, Isaac, says, good luck getting it up with all the shit they have you on. And then as the film's going on, we see him losing it more and more, especially in the car after he fucking kills the cop. He's fucking losing his shit, which typically happens about 2 to 3 days of not being on your meds because they slowly start to come out of your system. And then he doesn't get a slit. He's turned around looking at her when he gets shot in the fucking cheek, blowing out probably his tongue, his fucking teeth. Like, it destroys his mouth. And so, he's mentally deranged. He's traumatized. The car does flip over, so he could be concussed. So, yeah, he is pretty fucked up. I mean, his mom starts the whole mask thing by putting his face fucking back together with that mask to hold it all together until it heals, as she said. So, It makes perfect sense to me.
Amen.
Okay, the thing about the meds, I
like that.
I could understand what you're saying. No, that is good. My only thing is this: in the beginning of the movie, when we saw young Jed do his thing, he was a normal kid. Then he was a little shy. He didn't want to fucking kill anybody, which anybody would refuse that. He didn't seem like he is somebody that needs to be on anything. Everybody else in the family looks fucked up. Nubbins, which by the way, where the fuck
he's wearing a horse head or a cow head on his fucking head.
Horse head.
Yeah.
Cow head. You have a horse head.
Want to suck it?
He's trying to appease his family because he can't be like them because he's not fucked up. That's why they put the cow's head on him and he does it. That's fine, but everybody else in their family is fucking, a wackadoo. But he seems like the one that's not. Then you get Nubbins in there, which I respect, and Drayton. But how are you going to have Nubbins and not fucking have Chop Top? Mistake, it could have been easily solved with one other person there. Okay, they even give him the name Nubbins. So you see they're trying to have fucking continuity here and do the right thing. Number two, later on, after Verna somehow comes into money and marries some fucking rich guy, why would they still be fucking doing this at this place? She would be living someplace else within money. They wouldn't have to be doing this stuff anymore.
Well, we don't really know. We really don't know that story. We just know that she's has some money now, but not a lot of just money enough to afford a shitty lawyer. Like that guy, that guy reeks of inexperience when he comes in. He's got some papers, but he doesn't know what. You can see he's kind of disheveled. He doesn't really know what he's doing. But he's a lawyer, and she's well dressed, but she still has a mission on her hand. We never see a husband. We don't know what's going on. They might have whacked them out, whatever it may be.
Check it though.
Or whack them off.
Or that. There's a lot of that to show.
Unless I'm wrong, I could be wrong here. Is that the same woman that's represented in TCM 3D that had that big house that willed it to the girl?
Yeah, that's their attempt to tie these all together.
There you go, Mrs. Carson. This guy has money. That house is fucking huge and probably beautiful back in the day before the fucking 1990s. The woman has fucking money. They even have a gate that you can't fucking get into. It's fucking a high on the hills type fucking living. So it doesn't make any sense to make her rich, yet she's still fucking doing this. With
Every movie in this film is either a part 1, a prequel, or a part 2. And there's 8 of them. There's no part 3. So I think we need to stop trying to connect them all together. This is.
You know what it is?
It's about family.
No.
It's all about family and her keeping her family first and foremost. It's important to her.
I get that,
right.
But I mean,
and I take this as early on in the fucking wedding or marriage, and that's why they're still there. She only married him to get the money, and that's how my takeaway from it is she just wanted the money. It wasn't to get away from this life. She loves what they do. They're all about it. She just wanted the money so she could get her children and everything out fucking out of that placement.
Yeah. And I think the reason I think there probably was a chop top there. They just didn't have a good way of representing them because no, seriously, because they say when they say take the children, all the children. That's what what's his name says. Hartman says. So they take all the children away. So they're implying that there's more than just the 3 children because fucking Drayton's like 30 years old in this. Nubbins is a kid. Yeah, no, he should be. But no, I like that. I like the Drayton in this. But Nubbins is there, but he says take all the children away, implying that there's a lot more people in this house, almost like the last one where we got like 40 fucking Sawyers hanging out. But oh, go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, since we're talking about Drayton, my only issue is he seems very bloodthirsty in this, whereas in the original, he didn't have a taste for it. That's my only issue.
I agree. That one I kind of like, okay, well, he got a little bit older and if I can find a way to excuse it, I will. I try not to nitpick. There are certain things I'm going to nitpick, and there's certain things I'm going to just say, okay, well, in a horror movie.
We got to remember, as non-bloodthirsty as Drayton seems, he's going to chili competitions and bringing his flesh-made chili to competition. I mean, he's a fucking nut job. I mean, it's just Tom Sidon.
I think they do a good job establishing this here.
I agree.
And Grandpa's involvement there's more in the deleted scenes than we actually see in the movie. The deleted scenes actually opens with Grandpa clubbing a
baby seal,
a hog. A hog, and then chainsawing it open, and the kids watching all this through the fence.
I think that was a better opening. I think the original opening and closing were better, and I think they should have left them.
I agree. I think they thought they would not be as well received. Which obviously this is what they thought because they changed it. But right. I agree that I'm glad they have them on the Blu-ray because I wholeheartedly agree with you that they're better opening and closing.
And I like Jed's character. I like the fact that Jackson is sort of teetering on the edge of which way he's going to go. I love the whole conversation at the diner that he's having with Lizzie where he's like, I wish we were somewhere else. I wish I was someone else. Like, he's
normal. He wants to be someone else, not a Sawyer, not in a fucking nut house. He seems to me like a normal cat.
He's not a normal cat. He has spent his life in a mental institution. He did wear that stupid cow head with the bullet hole in it, and help his brothers trap Betty and kill her. Like, he is aiding and killing, but he wishes he couldn't. But then ultimately he snaps by the end because
his brother's been killed. There's a lot that's happened to him. His meds are wearing off. I mean, she doesn't. She's with him, But she don't
She's
like.
not.
She's trying to get
with
away.
him, but she's
Yeah.
never
Yeah.
with him.
And
She's
that's
just
another
trying to get away
problem with
numerous
the
times.
fucking movie. That's another problem with the movie. At any time, and I complain about
No,
this.
that cop would have shot her. That cop was unhinged, and that's why they were. Okay, sorry, Dave, I do this to you all the time. Go ahead. I apologize.
It's okay, buddy. No, so, and I say this all the time. I don't like it when someone doesn't speak up in an obvious position where they could. Not at any time in this movie did she even make an attempt to say, hey, I work at the hospital. This is my name. Look it up. I'm not really with these fucking guys. Not at any fucking point to any cop she sees, anybody she runs into. All these opportunities to say something, you just think that according to their end, because she's dressed in street clothes, she's just another bad guy, and she never tries to fucking get away when they're right. Obviously, you can't do something when they're right next to you and they're gonna kill you. But there are incidences where she had ample time and opportunity to say something to them, and she didn't. It's a plot convenience I don't like.
I don't think
No,
she
did try and say something in the diner, and Jackson kind of told her no because he knew exactly how that would go.
Yeah,
I know that. In the diner, I agree. But when the cops
scene.
come around, fuck, don't even get me started there yet. The later on with the cops, there was a couple opportunities for her to say that. Even at the end when they drag him in the fucking thing, and when he's down there and they throw fucking Jackson down the well and she's there's a cop right the fuck in front of her.
They can't. She
No.
can't. The minute Hartman shoots Clarice in the face,
They're all dead.
Yeah.
they're all dead. That's it. They're not. She can't be.
So if you're in that position, you're not going to say, I'm not really one of these people. I'm a nurse at the hospital. I'm a hostage. You
She's
wouldn't
dead.
say
They're
that.
all dead.
Sit there and get killed.
They're all dead. He's killing all
So
of
you're
them.
telling me if you're in that position, you're not even going to attempt to fucking say anything to anybody who's going to go.
Not once I see a Texas Ranger blow somebody away who's completely incapacitated.
Just completely unarmed. Yeah, I know that motherfucker's gonna shoot me for witnessing it, and I'm just getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah, he's
First time I watched this, Dave, I agreed with you. I said, why didn't she just at least try? But then watching this numerous times, I'm like, nope. She's feeling like she's about to, but then there's like she gets cock blocked or told, no, don't do it. It's not going to go well, or the cops unhinged and whatever. I think it plays out well. I have no problem with it anymore, but I did have that problem the first time I watched it. Not problem, but I questioned it because it was never any issue that like would take away my enjoyment of the overall movie. But
yeah, I don't think she had a good opportunity to, because the cops just killed Clarice. The diner gets wiped out. The only other option that I really remember is when Bubba is fucking killing that one cop and gets fucking shot right in the goddamn head, and then Jackson goes apeshit on him. She never even had the opportunity there.
Poor Bud.
You don't think when she saw a cop running the first one or two times they dealt with the cops, not at the very, very end, which you guys gave a reason, but any other time they dealt with cops and she was on the run, she couldn't have turned around and ran in the direction of the cop instead of running with them and said, I'm a hostage, help me. I'll get on the ground right now, get down. You don't think you would do that if you're in those positions? I don't know, man. I see opportunity there as a hostage. Think about it.
The only problem in this movie is that three of them fit in that dead carcass. That's the only problem.
Exactly.
Three of them.
Every time I've fucking seen that, it's just like, is that the fucking clown car of cows? What the fuck?
That three of them fit into that carcass because they show that carcass on the ground. It looks like maybe one of them may be able to fit into it, maybe, but not three of them.
That's a big ass bovine.
But that's it.
That is something I'm willing to let go for the sake of movie. That's fine, but there are certain things that I cannot, and that's one of them, that she doesn't ever speak up. And now, John, you did help me there. With the meds, that does kind of make sense. Maybe he is going to be that far. Of course, he never speaks again, which is kind of weird, but maybe it's because his fucking thing's blown off. Okay, maybe you're onto something there. Maybe I can...
Maybe the Lodge should have taken a lesson from this. Like, one day off your pills isn't going to make you a fucking psychotic lunatic.
Yeah, but you...
I'll say that him putting on lipstick at the end, I know they're trying to get that in there, putting on the lipstick. I said that was the only thing that maybe happened too quickly because we've never introduced to that part of his personality yet, that I know that they wanted to fit it in, and I respect them for wanting to put that in to draw a little bit of connection to the original and everything else. So you got to like it for that regard, but maybe it's too quick after this whole scenario. Maybe they could have had an extended, like this is like 6 months later, whatever.
Maybe he was fucking Bud, and he was the girl.
Who knows?
He did love Bud.
No, you're right, Steve. If they had a slight extension on that scene, that could have worked. If it was just, he's upstairs, he's got that normal mask on, and his mom says, "Oh, we're having a guest over for dinner. Go make yourself look presentable." He goes down, he puts on his new face, lipstick, he looks pretty, he goes up.
Or she does it for him. We're having a guest over. We got to make you look presentable, and she does it, and you could see it in his eyes because they did that a lot. And then whatever, it just needed something there. But I appreciate them putting it in. But that's the only thing I'm like, well, that's fan service. But so I love it. But at the same token, I feel like that was wedged in a little bit too much. But again, just a nitpick. But again,
why don't you hit your mic again?
I have to do it at least once.
Otherwise, it's not a show. More times with these stupid fucking nitpicks. I'm angry at these nitpicks.
Nithits.
Dave, I'm surprised you haven't called out. I'm surprised, Dave, you haven't called out that this is kind of a ripoff of Natural Born Killers.
Thanks. That's my fucking issue with the diner scene. To a fucking T. The music they play, even the choreography of the fights and the things that are said and the kills that are done, even some of the lines that are said, is a 100% fucking rip. Somebody literally watched fucking Natural Born Killers and was writing a script and said, "I'm gonna do this fucking." And I'm telling you, I cannot believe how fucking insulting it was to me this time. The first time I saw it, I was like, okay, it's kind of like NBK. All right, I can dig. This time, it was a fucking straight rip in every way, done trying to pull wool over our eyes. It is ridiculous how bad it was.
But it's not pulling wool. I mean, everybody, like, I have it in my notes. Everyone should have it in their notes that the diner scene, I literally have Mickey and Mallory. Like, to me, that's like a great homage to a great scene in a great film.
I take it more... And this is the difference, Dave. If you're not into the film, it's a ripoff and it pisses you off. If you're enjoying it, it's an homage.
Well, I was Go ahead.
The first text, because I think I saw this first when it came out of all three of us. And I said, Dave, I think you're going to really dig it. There's if we could go back, I mean, I'm sure we can go all the way back to that time frame. You're going to dig it because there's a nice homage to Natural Born Killers.
And I'm telling you what. At first, I thought it was a nice homage, but there is a difference between a fucking homage and doing every fucking thing over the top exactly like it. Then it's a ripoff. There is a difference. And as I'm watching this yesterday, and as I'm watching it, I'm still on board. I'm watching the movie. My only complaint, I think, is, and it's not, this is just me, when all that rampage is going on and all that shit in the fucking psych ward, everybody looks the same to me, and it moves too quick, and I don't know who's who and what's what. And it's not the end of the world. It kind of took me out, but that's me with action movies sometimes. It could just be my problem. But the guys all looked the same. Like Jed and the other guy, white guys with dark hair. The only one that stood out to me, like when the girl started fucking around with the one guy, I'm like, why is she blowing this guy? I thought she was with the other guy. Either way, everybody looked the same to me, and it moved really quick and bounced around. It was shaky cam. And I was like, not my type of scene. The only guy that stood apart was fucking Wilson.
Yeah, me too. I think it was shot like that just to kind of give you that frantic energy, and
it works.
I've been in 3 riots, and that whole setup of that center is incredibly authentic. I can tell you that right now. What was that? You started?
See,
have you ever gone up to like any of the inmates and go, now you're gonna find out why they call me Cigar Face, and then just put it right out on their foreheads?
I wish.
No.
That's what he did. That's what he did to Jed's cow head. He put the cigar out. That's the cigar.
My daughter said, wow, that's a lot going on, because she hasn't seen Natural Born Killers or experienced any of those frantic movies like that. Like Joker is another movie that when I saw it in the theater, I remember that building in that scene with De Niro. That scene, you're like, holy shit, you're feeling it build up inside of you. I'm like, that's something when a film can get that feeling in you. And this one, which I wasn't able to see on the big screen and only been able to watch it at home, does it. And I think that scene is really frantic and really hectic, and it makes me antsy.
I think they do a good job of following the people we're supposed to. You see Bud and Ike are getting punished, with the electroshock. And
that part's fine, B. But when they're all running around after that and it's mayhem and there's fucking like natural born killers in the prison right away.
Yeah.
This is for me personally. Hold on now. I couldn't. The reason I'm saying my problem was this. I didn't know who was who and what was happening. It was too fast for me personally, and the people looked like the way some people have complained about people looking too much alike in the Saw movies. That is what I noticed in this. That these three white guys that were running around with dark hair, I didn't know which character was which. Maybe that's on me. So I'm not using it as a critique. I'm just saying me as I'm watching it, I couldn't follow it. So I was on board with the exception of that, but I wasn't critiquing it. So when the NBK fucking situation happens in the diner, I'm not mad at it because I was already off board with the movie. I was still on board. But the fact that when it happens, again, it was the music, the choreography, and the lines. It was too much. If it just would have been one thing, I would have been okay. That's a nod and a wink. This guy's a fan of Natural Born Killers. But it was way, way too much, way over the top. And that I'll leave it be now.
Yeah, I thought it was easy to follow. I thought, like, I saw Jackson trying to help Lizzie. I was following them. Ike and Bud are together. Bud even saves Ike at that point before he goes after Dr. Lang or whatever the guy's name is, which is a cool kill.
Yes.
And Clarice, they actually show the scene where she's killing the girl who was flirting with Ike earlier in the film. She's strangling her in bed, choking her with her own, like, ponytails. So she's psycho. So I really like
her. They're all English too, eh? Who would have known? Like if you watch the behind the scenes footage, they're all like oh shit. I love that when you're like watching interviews and they're like, oh wow, and like the whole cast almost.
I like her.
You're watching it and the guy that plays Jackson's just like, well, I don't know. I just thought that he would really be incensed at this scene and just go completely bonkers.
It's true. And they're into it, and that's what I like. Again, the look at this, it's possibly the best looking of the franchise.
And Dave, you said this guy. Do you not know who made this film?
It's the people from I want to say Martyr. When I said
Inside.
This guy,
Inside.
Yeah, Inside. I knew it was one of the French ones. They also did, what do you call it too, didn't they? What's that other movie that we reviewed a couple years ago? Not Above.
Amongst the Living, I think.
Among the Living. Yeah, how
Among
could I
the
forget
Living.
that?
Yeah.
Anthrax. Yeah, Among the Living. Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, and it didn't affect. See, the kills and the gore are not my problem. That's the strong parts of the movie, and I'm glad for that. That stuff. Again, I had issues with some of the stuff in Inside a little bit too, with the the plot, and I was like, oh wait a minute, I don't like that. Zombie cop. No, I did like I said, at the time I was on board. Then by the time it got to the middle, for me personally, it just, I felt you could have cut. This is a short movie. They could have still cut 15 minutes. There's a lot of walking around. I don't care about these fucking people that much. I'm not looking for.
Who was the body in the trailer? That's what I would have liked to know. They find this trailer with the dead body in it.
Some dude hung himself. Just some guy that hung himself.
Yeah, some guy that found himself living in Texas and just couldn't fucking handle it. So.
I wanted more tie-ins to the family and to the horror movie of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It just becomes a fucking these people on the run being fugitives and being hostages from this thing. And that's okay, but it's not my cup of tea. And they're all walking around all day and trying to find out where to go. And I'm like, what the fuck? It wasn't doing it for me. It just didn't seem, it was a lot of padding. And for a short,
it didn't feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film.
Maybe not. It just didn't feel like even a horror film.
That's what I loved about it. Well, I don't agree with that aspect, but I can see people arguing that because of the way it plays out, with the the riot and everything else and on the run. But man, I liked the direction it took.
Yeah,
the different direction.
I love it. I love the mystery of the characters. What happened to Clarice? Like with all those burns all over her body. When fucking Bud curbs Ike and the American History X's him, I'm just like, fuck, this movie is just off the charts insane. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Well, speaking of things that we love about this, we can't go past the sex scene without talking about it, because
Oh,
I thought it was just going to be a boring sex scene. It's like, okay, she's burned. That's kind of hot. But then she's making out with the dead body. I got so fucking hard. It
Me
was
too.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I watched that scene like 8 times.
I never wanted to be a corpse
time
so
during it.
bad.
My daughter was like, because this is like she hasn't seen
Your
that.
daughter
in
was
the
like,
movie.
Dad, why do you have a massive erection right now?
She was not. She was like, that is the fucking sickest thing I think I've ever seen.
That's when Christian's like, oh, we're going to watch Necromantic next.
Dude,
Yeah,
and honestly, like, that's how I felt watching this. Like, oh my God, they're paying, like, not necessarily homage, but it's like, it's got elements of necromantic. It's got elements of, natural born killers. It's like they're horror fans who made this, and it's making me enjoy it more. Whereas I get it. Dave's like, oh, they're shitting on my favorite movie of all time.
I don't think they're shitting on it.
No, I know,
I
but
think
maybe
they're
like
ripping. Like my brother has seen the movie probably as much as I have, and he has the same type of love. If I just showed him that movie and didn't say anything, I could almost guarantee he would say to me, "What the fuck? They're trying to be natural born killers here." I know that he would look at it the same way because of his. But I don't want to keep.
But I think they're very good as that Bonnie and Clyde type.
They're fine. I like them. I like their, especially her. I like their personality. I think that scene when she does that stuff. Am I attracted to dead people at all? No. Am I attracted to fucked up chicks who may be into shit like that, given the opportunity? Yes. I like bad girls. I'm fucked up. So anyway, that was cool for me. Here's what I wish. And they kept giving you the, obviously this guy has the demeanor, the size, and all that stuff. This guy's probably going to be him. Then later on, the other kid goes to the thing and he's like, oh, my mom's barbecue. So they give you another little thing to think about. Oh, maybe it's actually him. In my opinion, I think they should have done without the fucking swerve of making this guy him and just made the fucking big guy Leatherface and not had any mystery to it at all. I think it's a much better film. You could just write a little bit things differently. He gets shot. By the way, he gets shot. He's limping for fucking 10 minutes of the film. Then after that, he's fucking running around just fine with no problem. But anyway.
Well, I think they had the nurse look at it, but again, I agree. It's not like, but again, a little bit nitpick. I can't disagree with you, but I think they try to explain it by having
nature. He's a fucking beast. He killed
Don't
his
you
cop,
wouldn't
and then
that have been better?
I wonder if the original script, although again, in both versions of the movie, whether the deleted scene or the original, the focus is on Jed, the kid that we see grow up and whatever. But I'm wondering if the original script played it straight and they decided that they needed to flip it at the end, because it could have been Jed that got shot in the head, turned his brother even more crazy, and then and that's was a flip, or if it was always scripted this way.
I like
the twist.
I like the way.
I have no problem with it either.
I think it's a twist for the sake of a twist.
It might be a twist for the sake of a twist, but it fucking works. It got me.
Yeah, the first time I saw
me.
it got me.
It got me,
Same
but
with
it
me.
didn't
It
upset
got me
me.
too, but I don't want to get got in that movie. I would rather fucking be.
Well,
that
face it,
nice
Dave,
Leatherface,
you got
the
got.
badass.
You got
Yeah. I don't need to get got in that movie. Again, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, wow. That did get me. It got all of us. It's clever. But upon second view, I'm like, honestly, they should have just gone straight forward and fucked the swerve and just let it be fucking him. But that's
I don't think it was a swerve. I think it was just a clever little thing like that, and that's all it was intended. I don't think it was supposed to be like a fucking Shyamalan giant twist that made you rethink the whole fucking film. It was just like, oh, well, this is clever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but obviously, all of us knowing what Leatherface looks like, we're all led to believe this is going to be Leatherface without them saying it. They don't say the names, so every one of us is thinking that's going to be him. So that's why I say that's the swerve. It's like, okay, oh well, you think it's him, it's actually him. We got you guys, and
a bit of a walk.
Applause at the time, right? At the time,
like a fucking gibbon.
But now I because I don't care for the fucking reveal. Although John, you did help about the pills. I could see that and having the thing blown off. But again, it took you to tell me that. Just watching the movie twice, I didn't, you know what I mean? And I don't expect most viewers, without being told that, to be able to come to that conclusion that he was off his meds. Maybe. I don't know. But when I need that, I would have rather just seen it now straightforward. Let that guy fucking be Leatherface. Who cares? I wanted more of Leatherface doing his thing. Like, I wish they would have cut out
Because
Maybe have the cops chase them or whatever, or this and that, and then have kills happen. Maybe a dinner scene, maybe some torture, maybe something else, and cut fucking half of that stuff out they did in the middle, just so they can do that little fucking swap on us, and just let it be straight up Leatherface. I don't know. I think I would have enjoyed it much more. But again, I'm not into the action stuff, and I'm not into the middle of them all walking around and all that. It's just not, it's just not my type of movie, not my type of stuff.
And Hartman is very much like, what's his name from Devil's Rejects.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I forgetting? Forsyth.
Yeah.
Very much like that.
I do, piggy. Yeah, he is like that.
Very hell-bent on revenge, and you're kind of with him. You get it. I mean, they freaking murdered his daughter, but he loses it. So you're torn. And then at the end with Lizzie untying him in the house, and the house looks great. They got the bones. It feels TCM-y. So
AME. And the chainsaw.
The chainsaw.
Oh, God.
Great
Hartman's
deal.
death.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, and again, I brought up the deleted scenes, which it sounds like John Rhoades. You must have the Blu-ray, or you've just seen. Yeah. So they do actually change some things again when they're in the shed area or whatnot, because I think he actually takes the chainsaw at one point and slices the police officer there, which knocks him out, and which is why we see him with a slice in his chest later in the movie, but they don't have that scene in the film where
was it a diet slice?
It was a diet slice.
Now the bones you guys were talking about and seeing all that stuff, taking us back to the original film, are cool for a second to see them, but then if you think about it at all, they're asking too much of the viewer. So you're trying to tell me this family who is known by this fucking guy to have killed his daughter, they're going to be under the microscope. They're a known fucking family of fuck-ups. They're criminals, this and that. They're going to get away with fucking killing people for at least 10 years, and no one's going to fucking know it, to the point that they could decorate their house with bones. Doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Doesn't work. Part one, it works. 1974, it works. It's this little family. It's these three guys. They're off the beaten path. The guy works at the fucking thing. They live alone. That's different. And it's only been a rash of things lately, and they're digging up people from their graves and doing shit. That's fine. But to ask the viewer to fucking say, oh yeah, for 10 years they've been fucking doing this, when they've been suspects in this particular hell-bent fucking cop's daughter's fucking family, and they're known to be white trash people who, quote, the guy says, every time there's a crime scene, I'm sick of seeing a Sawyer there or something, he says. They're there before. So the microscope is going to be on these people. You can't ask me as a viewer to fucking just say, oh yeah, it makes sense that they're decorating their house with bones and they're doing all the shit and nobody knows. No, it's not smart.
I don't think they're under the microscope so much anymore. I mean, it was an accident. She fell in the hole.
No, by him. The cop. Get the fuck.
She fell in the hole, man.
They're all criminals. They're known criminals, the whole family, and this girl is the number one suspect. Pardon me. This guy's daughter. The guy is hell-bent, like you said. He's fucking he's nuts. He has a hard-on for this fucking Sawyer family. You're going to tell me that with his eyes on them and all
Don't forget they have an in. Sorrell was working for the Sawyers.
Who's that?
Sorrell was the other Hartman.
The cop that was
ranger.
helping them.
Yeah. Who gets fed to the hogs?
Oh, who, by the way, gets fucking modern American money in a movie that's supposed to take place before 1974. Did you see when she was on the fucking porch and she was taking out the money? It had the fucking the big white thing and the big head in the middle. I'm like, the fuck's him? If I was to make a movie, the Exploding Heads movie, and one of us took out money, I'd say, stop. This movie's taking place in the 70s. We can't have that money there. But these fucking guys, anyway.
That's fucking nitpicking right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a professional movie, man. You know what I mean? In a movie like this, if it was a low-budget fucking indie, I wouldn't care so much. But a movie like this,
I wasn't looking at the faces on the money. I just assumed it was old bills.
And this didn't even get a theatrical release. Not here, anyway. Did it get a limited theatrical release?
I believe it was very limited, but it was like originally put out by DirecTV on like fucking pay-per-view, and then a week later it was in theaters for like one fucking week or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a franchise film, though. Eyes are going to be on it. People are waiting to see it. It isn't just some movie that debuts on VOD in 2021, any old other horror movie.
Well, that sounds like what the new one's going to be. Unless anybody's heard differently.
People are waiting to see it. Like this new Hellraiser that's going to come. These movies do not get by horror fans. They know that they're going to make money because eyes are going to be on it because it's a franchise film. So, yes, it's not a Hollywood movie. And I'm sure it has a bigger budget than fucking a lot of the independents. Again, yes, it is a nitpick. I'm not saying it's not. I just saw it and I was like, in my movie with a fucking $1,000 budget, I'm not going to do it. I think that the filmmakers should care more enough to fucking do things differently. That's all. That's just.
I think if Bud was skinnier and had a haircut, you wouldn't have thought he was Leatherface. And then it wouldn't have thrown you off so much.
Yeah, you're just profiling now.
Yeah.
That's what I want Leatherface to look like. Just like that guy.
And he will when he gets onto a diet of human flesh.
Yeah, he's gonna gain 200 pounds too on top. First of all, yeah, he can't even eat because he can't talk. So you're asking me to accept that. He can't do any of this stuff.
Meat shakes.
He can't talk. He can't eat. Right. So if anything, you're gonna fucking lose half your weight, not fucking triple it. See,
no, the mouth heals. The mouth heals.
Oh, did you see that fucking cake in the beginning? That's what they were feeding him.
Well, there you go. See, I was happy to accept what John said about the mental thing, and the reason later on in life in 1974 he can't talk. He's going hey, and acting like a fool. He can't talk because his fucking tongue has been blown off and half of his mouth with what happened there. However, see, that actually helped me because of the gunshot. I'm like, okay, that and he's slow and this. Now it adds up to him maybe being the guy in 74. But now you're going to tell me, if you think about it, the guy can't fucking eat with the same thing. No, you're not going to gain all that weight.
Hey, Dave, we all know metabolisms change when you hit your 20s. This is fucking what? Happened in 55 or 65? So, he had 10 years.
He's eating by 74. In fact, the film in between this is them going to specialists to help fix his mouth so he can eat again.
Yeah,
listen, I don't hate the movie.
Right?
I don't hate the movie.
I love it.
I enjoy aspects of the movie. I have complaints about it.
I love it more the more you complain about it.
Doesn't that drive you? That just me crazy when you do that. I love it. I'm gonna watch trailers. I'm gonna go pay for Halloween Kills 2 times now since you're not paying for it.
No, I can't make those jokes anymore. Eric Welsh will get mad at me. Fucking throw pickle at me.
Do what you want, man. I don't care. So we like different things. It ain't no thing.
No, but I love the fact that, finally Jackson's character, Jed's character, fucking snaps at the end.
That's great.
When Lizzie says something about your crazy mother. Yeah. I mean, as much as he didn't want to be a Sawyer and he didn't want to be part of this family, Drayton, Nubbins, and Werner are the only ones who relentlessly try to help him and save him in the end. Keep rescuing him. And so it's like the last straw. And it's like, I do belong with my family. And then he just snaps and takes her head clean off. And I love the mask. I think the face looks fucking fantastic.
It's great. I agree. And that kill is fucking great with the, at the end. It's like the
all
Michael
the
Myers H2O.
in this. All of them are.
This is one of the gores. If I actually think it might have one-upped the beginning and whatever. This might be the goriest.
Yes, this one-ups the beginning as far as I'm concerned.
Like I'm
on par with my feelings for both of them. This one is tied for my third favorite in the franchise, and I will say that 4 of the 8 films are 8 or aboves, and nothing. Take next generation out, and nothing is below a 6.
Next Gen's the only, and you actually, that's the other one, John. You're a next gen apologist too, are you not?
Okay, not the same way as Goes to Hell. I actually think Goes to Hell is a good film.
Okay.
Next Gen, I know is shit. It's just one of those shit ones I can enjoy.
You can still enjoy. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I guess I consider the same thing as well because I've watched it 3 times in the last year and a half.
I mean, come on, fucking McConaughey.
Well, he rubbed me the wrong way the last time I watched it, but he's balls out crazy in it.
And that's like Uncle Harlan for you, John.
Yeah. That's why I like it so much. It just flashbacks to summer as a kid.
Uncle Harley. Yeah, Brandon, I agree, man. It's up there. It's one of the
so
best.
good.
It's so good.
I love that song. It's over. It's over. I love it.
I like that too. Yeah,
like
it's sad.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
Well, one thing that I think could have been different, they should have done a little different. Instead of them running around the house so much, I think it would have been a little better if we got a dinner scene.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, I think that would have been nice.
Yep.
That would have been that would have been better than the lipstick. If you're going to wedge something in, put the dinner scene in, as opposed to him putting on lipstick at the end.
Or take that whole situation out with them in the trailer and trying to escape and walking around the woods. It does nothing to the plot. It doesn't have to be there at all. Yes, I realize there
we
was
need the trailer. I fucking love that sex scene. We need.
Well, I do too. For that, okay, maybe have them stop there for a night. Give me 5 minutes of that. They had to crash in a trailer. Fine, show that they needed a place to crash. But all the other stuff with them maybe escaping, maybe not, walking around the woods. Where's this person? What's going on here? None of that does one bit of fucking good for the plot. There's no gore in that shit. There's no kills. There's nothing. It doesn't have to be there. So replace that 15 minutes of padding and give us a fucking dinner scene and some different stuff towards the end. I think
it didn't even have to be that long. It just had to be. It could have just ended
steps.
with them sitting down at the table, and the camera just coming in as like we know they're going to have a dinner sequence, but we don't have to actually have it. You just know it's going to happen, and that's the end of the movie. That would have been great. And again, John, correct me if I'm wrong, because I think it's important because there's quite a bit of differences here. The ending of the deleted scenes. She doesn't get her head sawed off, correct?
No.
I think it's another mallet across the head by Grandpa.
Yeah.
And
She
Grandpa
ends up
comes
upstairs in
melts
Grandpa's room, and he's just kind of sitting there. You think he's comatose. You think he's dead, just like in the original. But when Jackson again fails to chainsaw her, just like in the deleted opening, Grandpa just fucks her up.
With the thing, and then we have the scene where he's at the makeup table. He's putting on the lipstick, and instead of him smashing the mirror and it ending, it then continues, and he goes over and she's on a meat hook, I believe, and then still somewhat alive, and he takes a chainsaw and he comes up between her legs, almost like part 2-isms where he's like fucking her with the chainsaw, if you will, into the ice and whatever.
That's not a bad ending. You need to have Jackson / Jed kill her though, finish her off.
Well, we don't see that happen, but
if you're implying that he's going to, if she's still alive on the hook and he revs up the chainsaw, like that's enough for me. But I mean, as cool as it sounds, I haven't seen it because I don't own the Blue. But as cool as that really sounds with Grandpa fucking her up, it needs to be Jed because it needs to complete the complete transformation to full on.
You see her hanging on the meat hook, and he has taken the bottom of her face off.
Okay.
But she's still somewhat alive, and it ends with the chainsaw coming up between her legs, and then it just fades to black.
Yeah.
So as it faded to black, I would have liked to have heard. I would have wanted to hear the rap.
Yeah, but her face is literally peeled off from here, and her teeth are exposed, like Darkman style.
I love it. I love what we get.
Wow.
I love the sound of that, but I love it either way.
Yeah, both are strong. That's the craziest part. Both work, but that opening I think gives a little bit more insight into him. I just like the way they did that too, and that ending is definitely quite dark.
What did you say the opening was again? The different opening?
It was it's Jed running up, and then he comes to the fence, and he's looking. There's hogs there, and whatever. Grandpa clobbers a hog over the head because they show a lot of Grandpa doing his thing.
Yeah.
And then you hear a chainsaw go, and he's sawing a hog, like down the middle, and drags it off. So you're seeing saw action as well. So they're just instilling it.
And then you see Jackson come up, and he's looking at the bloody chainsaw, and then it cuts to title Leatherface, and then it would go to Jackson being in the road. And I just think that ties together so much better for the opening.
Yeah.
And the Leatherface is more subtle because in the version we've got, it's big, it's cool. This is just a little Leatherface in white, like in the middle. It's kind of like Rob Zombie's Halloween when you look at the different cuts.
It's like it fades out, and where the chainsaw was, we just have Leatherface.
Yeah. So it's definitely interesting if they're on YouTube to check them out. Because it's definitely...
I'm gonna actually buy this one. I mean, it made this was 2017. It made my 17 of 17 list. It was my number 17 that year. But I've actually come up on it in terms of my ratings, but we'll let John go first for that.
Ooh. Well, I went back, the scene Dave was talking about with the car crash with Jackson getting shot, and I rewatched that because that's a nitpick I hear all the time of, a magic bullet somehow cut both sides of his face. It doesn't cut it. He's actually looking at her in the driver's seat, and he gets shot in the cheek, so it goes through, blowing everything out. And so I don't think that nitpick stands any weight. I think the gore is fantastic in this and somewhat realistic. The cinematography, the direction is amazing. It's fucking on point. I think the actors are good. Mm-hmm. It's just beautiful. And Lily Taylor, Brad Dourif, holy fuck, man, they just act their heart out in this. It doesn't feel like a TCM movie, but it's fucking demented, gory, and fun. 8 out of 10 for me.
Nice. I echo everything you've said. Absolutely everything you said without boring the audience, because like I already said about my love of the look of the movie, everything 8 out of 10. You summed it up perfectly. This fucking guy. Brandon is pretending to fall asleep, everybody. And I just want to slap him with a dead fish.
The last thing I heard was something about boring the audience, and then it goes to... I echo everything C said about echoing everything John said, and 8.5 out of 10.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice, man.
Well, I wish I liked it more than I do. I don't. I know. I have problems with the writing. I just have problems with the writing. I just think in some of the execution.
He has problems with the writing of this one, but fucking Dollhouse, he's like, no, it's good. What the fuck?
Well, Dollhouse is good. It's entertaining. This doesn't entertain me. Like, but what you were just saying about the gunshot in the mouth, by the time we got to that point in the movie, I could barely follow it again. My mind was drifting because I had lost interest. So I didn't even remember how he got that thing in the mouth. That's why I said a slit on his mouth, because all I remember is his mother, sewing him up at the end. So I didn't realize how it got there, because I was waiting for the movie to end by the time I got to the climax. I was like, I fell out of it, man. The middle part fucking dragged it down, and all that running around and cop drama shit. I fell out of it. I wish I didn't, but again, there are pluses here. I like the gore. I like some other stuff. The acting was fine. I just wish they didn't do the switch. I wish it would have been really him, and the things I complained about I've already said. But not terrible. I don't want to watch it again, but it's well made. Cinematography is fine. I don't know about the look. It has that yellowish look to it. It's fine, but it's not my favorite. Some movies have that these days. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. It's okay. I don't know. For me, it's a 6 out of 10. That's all I got.
Pains me. That pains me.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah, here's the weird thing. I came down on both movies. When I did the Amityville Dollhouse for the 96 show, for 22 shots, I gave it a 7. And the year this came out, 2017, I gave this a 6.5. So both movies went down 0.5 point. So
I think Dollhouse I gave a 6.5 in 96, and I still stick with it. It's a fun film, but this is a great film.
Yeah.
But here's the weird thing. Sorry, B.
No, I just feel like having 2 8.5s between that and the beginning. I don't know what I gave 2, 9, 9.5, and OG, of course, a 10 out of 10. And then 3D, man, I gave that a 7.
Yeah.
I had so much fun with that. And
I like the remake. The remake was a 7 too. Like I
think I gave the remake like a 6.5. I like it, but it's just to me, beginning is so much more entertaining. But man, and even Leatherface, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, I mean, I didn't love it, but I think I still gave that a 6, 6.5. So everything probably averages out, even with like a 3.5, 4 for part 4. For me, I figured it out the other day. I think it still averages out over a 7 for me per film for 8 films.
Yeah,
I have mine right here. So check this. This is what it is. Texas Chainsaw after 8 films. Well, that's all we have. My average is a 7.1. So it's not too terrible.
No, that's actually not bad.
You know?
And it's 4 that really brings that down. I mean,
And
ultimately
3.
4 probably. See 3. John, are you a fan of the original Leatherface Texas Chainsaw
Oh yeah,
3?
I like 3.
So do I. I that's the one that is more slasher film at the time to me because it's really focused on him. Even though there's the family element, I feel like they have enough of him chasing in the woods. I love that movie. I think that looks great too.
I have 5 films that might average out to like a 9, and then
Yeah.
8 films average out to like 7.5. So there are 3 films that drop it down. But
Well, you guys are talking about your score averages. How would you rank the franchise? I mean, we're here, so.
Oh, that's a very good point, and thanks for putting us on the spot.
You want me to go?
Yeah,
Because I can
please.
actually do
go
it.
ahead.
Do it.
All right, so I actually have the remake as my favorite, and allow me to
Wow.
explain. I saw it in theaters opening weekend, and it was like that perfect theatrical experience where it's jam-packed full of people, and they were actually active. They were screaming and everything, so it's so hard for me to get that out of my mindset. I fucking love that. But of course, OG right after that, the beginning, Leatherface, comes in number 4 for me. The one we just did, fucking great. 3D, the Texas Chainsaw 3, Leatherface, and then you guys are gonna hate me a little bit, but Next Generation, and then Part 2. I haven't got a chance to go back to Part 2, but the thing with it for me is they're all still high ranked. I just can't get into the comedy and all that shit with Part 2 coming straight from the original. I love that film. And then going straight into Part 2 where it's just over the top goofy and I think it drags and this and that. I just can't get into it. And that's how I always do it. It's 1, 2, and with that experience, it fucks me up. But like I said, listening to your guys' review, I am going to go back and
Do you say you work at the state asylum or you live there?
He's actually podcasting from there right now. This is his hour of free
I'll
time.
tell you what, I used to feel very similar with Part 2. I never would have had it that low, but I used to rank that around a 7 the more I watched it. And these, I mean, it's so weird. It's hard for me to feel these all connected, with the exception of the remake and beginning, because everything feels so separate from one another. But I get that. For me, I would go OG, Part 2, then a tie for third place would be the beginning and Leatherface that we just did 2017. Then I would go 3D, the remake, Leatherface, TCM Part 3, and then Next Gen. That might have sounded confusing. Hopefully everyone followed that.
I think I'm sort of close to that, but I'd say original is my number 1, Texas 2, number 2. Then it went to the beginning, and then Leatherface that we just did.
Yeah.
And then Texas 3, Leatherface, because I love that one too. Then the remake. Oh, sorry. Then 3D. Then the remake, and then 4. And remember, the remake was at a 7 out of 10. It just happens. I'm going by total rankings.
Yeah.
And it just happened. Like, it's just the way it came. But I'm pretty sure a Part 2 rewatch for you, John, will definitely escalate it well above 4 and not make you hated by every one of our listeners by that point. But no, you explained your reasonings, and I'm just throwing some gas on the fire.
Throwing shade.
So I was going to ask you, John, did I help you out at all with Part 2 with what I said about the comedy, saying we're not really seeing more comedy per se. We're seeing this group, and they acted the same way in Part 1 as they did in Part 2, except we're just seeing a lot more of them throughout. Did that help you at all with the comedy thinking, maybe?
You did. And with that perspective, I do want to go back and watch it again. So I just haven't got to it. There's just so much shit going on that I'll get to it. I just haven't yet. But yeah, with your guys' take on it, you are the first people that have actually inspired me to go back and give it a second try. So
sweet. Awesome.
Not a second try, but
Still. No, good. Okay, here's my rankings. The original, of course, Part 2, the beginning. Original, Part 1. The beginning.
Original Part 1, the beginning.
I mean,
original
the
Part
original
2.
Part 2, the beginning. the remake, 3D.
He's like,
This
"What's
one,
left?"
Leatherface, the other Leatherface after that, part 3, and then part 4.
Is this so hard ranking? Like Leatherface at number 5 and then Leatherface at number 6. No, the other Leatherface. It's so.
But check this though. I wanted to share you. I did these things last night with 8 movies and where everything ranked. I started out with just doing Texas and then Amityville. So Texas average is 7.1 after 8 movies. Amityville 6.8. So not that far behind. Now, this is where, okay, this is not surprising at all. Friday came in by far the highest. After 8 movies, the average was a 7.7. So that's the highest. After that, the rest are going to be kind of surprising because Amityville was at a 6.8. Halloween, my second favorite franchise after the first 8 movies, is a 6.6. Odd. You know why? Because the last 3 movies bring it up. The 2 zombies and the fucking 2018 helped out the average. Nightmare on Elm Street, as far as I'm very down on it as a whole, but it's a 6.6 at the end of the day.
Your credibility is at a 2.4.
Hellraiser. Now, granted, I've only seen parts 5, 6, 7, and 8 one time. And I'm only going memory on part 3 and 4. I haven't seen them a whole hell of a lot. But Hellraiser comes out at a 6.8. Higher than Nightmare, higher than Halloween, tied with Amityville after 8 movies.
Stop the recording.
Fucking Amityville and Hellraiser is his favorite franchises now.
I'll tell you why. Because everything from part 3 on, I gave a 6 out of 10. I've only seen them, well, not 3 and 4, but I only saw parts 5, 6, 7, and 8 one time. That's why next year we could do them again for Summer Series, or for Summer Sausage, excuse me. And they all got a 6 out of 10 exactly. So I have a feeling that's going to change next time, but for right now, 6.8. And Child's Play, and I'm not a huge fan of it, 6.5.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, the only one that I did right now is because we're talking about Texas Chainsaws. I just added up my scores, and I averaged 7.8 for the Texas Chainsaw for all 8 films that are out. 7.8 is my average rating. So that's why when I did that and I compared it to Friday the 13th, I was like, holy shit! It actually averaged out higher.
Look who's angry about these ratings, Dave.
Who is that guy?
Come on, you know who it is.
That's what's his name.
You know who it is.
I forget his name.
He shares your name.
Davey.
My name.
Davey! It's Davey from Demons 2.
That's his name from Demons 2. I knew that was the guy from Demons. I forgot his name.
I knew that was
The guy?
It's a dog. I know that guy. What's that guy?
The dog. Whatever. See, animals are like people to me. I can call him that.
Yeah, I don't have the I can't find the image of him looking through the peephole, but I found that online.
Oh man.
I know that guy.
Pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. No fucking. That's what I always say. I go, Friday the 13th is my favorite series, but I think all series suck, and it's just the least suckable of all the other franchises. I think it's true. It's my favorite franchise, but by default, I go all franchises as a whole aren't that great. But whatever.
I don't know. I mean, Evil Dead as a franchise is fantastic.
I do not like. And a matter of fact, I will give the fucking Blu-ray away if somebody wants it.
I'll
never,
take it.
Ever,
Army of Darkness, right?
Fine, I should have
love
given it when you were here.
10 out of 10.
I have no desire to watch it ever
That's
again.
a fucking fantastic film.
I've actually, that's why it's hard for me to do,
like
because if
the
I
left.
actually do the average there, I actually think I try to differentiate 1 and 2. I haven't anymore. 10 out of 10 for all 3 movies. And the remake, I give an 8 out of 10. So that series is fucking great. And that remake won me over because at first I was like, it's okay. And then I rewatched it for our show and I'm like, oh, I love this. And then that series, fuck, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's so
And
fun.
then Phantasm as a franchise, I rank really high. I fucking love that franchise.
I only rank the first one high, and then the rest are good.
Sleepaway
no
Camp
bad-
would rank high if we didn't have to count the 0 for Survivor. Sleepaway Camp.
Oh,
That zero-
Sleepaway. Yeah.
Sleepaway Camp. That 0 for Survivor really drops the average down.
And
I don't know. Return's real fucking bad too.
It's bad, but it's got a few good kills in it.
I mean, its ass stinks. That's how bad it is.
I probably have it ranked like I have Leatherface ranked, like a 6. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think I'd give Return a 6.
Its ass stinks. I forgot about that. That fucking movie. Okay, I guess we gotta go, huh? It's been a lot of fun, though. Shit.
It has been a lot of fun.
Well, I know.
Recorded longer than usual too. I
Yeah.
didn't have to get the fuck out of Dodge today.
Yeah, nice. So, John, thank you. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
No, it's my fucking pleasure. Thank you guys so much for inviting
I was just
me
gonna
on.
say it's your pleasure.
Yeah. And you guys are welcome for this suggestion of the series, or at least
Yes.
both franchises.
2 franchises. Yeah. See, you did aid.
Oh,
in-
we have you to blame for
Yeah.
Amityville.
Oh, you're for
I'm
you're,
just kidding, it's fine.
Oh,
I
not
actually did want to
watching
watch him at
stuff
some
like that.
point. I might continue. I might continue on. I don't know. I
Might
just
you?
figure I might
know
just say,
what?
what the hell?
Go ahead, you continue on. I'm gladly stopping right now.
What happens when the new Texas Chainsaw comes out? We're going to pair it with the Amityville remake? Is that the next one in line?
Is it?
Yes, the remake
Yeah,
is
I
next.
think so. Unless you're just doing some of those one-off bullshit.
No, we're
We
gonna do
could-
Dollhouse again. We're gonna do versus Dollhouse or
There
Vibe.
you go.
Versus Dollhouse. We can do it. The next Texas Chainsaw with the remake. We could do that. Why not?
Thanks, Christian. Thanks for that.
Perfect. Hey, I'm here to please.
I'll tell you.
Look, I'll come
No
back to
one.
that.
No,
Can we
one.
talk
You
about
forgot to put the
Ryan
no one
Reynolds
at the end of that.
six-pack?
See, dude,
Wasn't Chloe Grace in that also?
that's the other one. Oh wait,
think so,
yeah,
yeah.
you're right. She was.
She is. She's the daughter, right?
Yeah.
The queen of horror remakes.
Yep. She is the queen of horror. Her and what's her name? Jamie King. Jamie King is the queen. Yep, both of them. So, fuck. There's that other one. I think I like the other one better. That one with Jennifer Jason Leigh and Bella Thorne, whatever the fuck that one was.
Oh,
Texas.
The Awakening.
Oh, The Awakening. Yeah.
Yeah, The Awakening's not bad.
I never saw
Yeah.
that one, but
Oh, really?
I might check that out. I like Jennifer Jason Leigh and I like Bella Thorne.
Maybe we'll do that instead of the remake. I don't know. We'll see how we feel at the time. I don't know. But anyway,
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
yeah.
And I think I got off point. I thought for some reason I was going to get just destroyed, and you're a nice guy.
he is a
No,
nice-
we buried the hatchet. We're cool now.
See?
Like to bury
Derek-
that shit right in your fucking skull. That's where I'd like to bury the fucking shit there. You
So-
prick bastard.
Yeah. It's all Derek now. He can go fuck himself. It's cool.
Nice. So for once, the guest has nothing to plug.
The
You have
artist.
nothing coming down the tailpipe, do you?
Well, I just have my
Just
radio
Uncle
show.
Harland. Just Uncle Harland. Coming down his tailpipe.
Well, he passed away, fortunately, but we preserved his
Yeah.
his penis, so
Yeah.
I can still enjoy that whenever.
It's Amityville Dildo.
Vibrator.
But no, just my weekly radio show. That's really all I have going on.
That's right. Where can they find that?
At rabbitandredradio.com. You can find it there. The archive of all the episodes. You can also find it on YouTube. Most fucking platforms have Rabbit and Red. It's all lumped together, so you just have to go to the Rabbit and Red feed and find Roads on the Rocks. You can also listen live. It's every Saturday night at 9. So
Nice. I think you should do another one too, though. I think you should do a second show called Roads on the Road. I really do. It could just be you driving to work, commuting, put on your voice memo on your phone, and just talk about like the movies you've been watching lately, like a little solo show or things in the news, just for like 20. How long's your ride to work?
about 20 minutes.
See, Roads on the Road. You can do it, man.
Or Rocky Roads. Is it Rocky at all?
Yeah, talk about Rocky and do Rocky Roads.
Yeah.
Rocky Roads on the roads.
That's my new podcast. I'm going to do Rocky Roads, and I'm going to compare every film to Rocky. One of the Rocky films.
There you go.
But no, Dave, you made the joke before about Roads on the Road. I've actually considered doing something like that, but if I did that, I'd want it to be me going to different locations and actually do a video. So just do like a series of me going to, I don't know. I'm interested in like strange, obscure, weird shit. So I think it'd be cool doing it, going to like Gettysburg and doing a ghost tour or just goofy shit like that.
Here I am in Iowa. That's it. in Iowa. I figured I'd
go to New Jersey and fucking hate my life like everyone that lives there.
Go to the LCBO and take your case for a can of beer before the Supreme Court there.
He wasn't here for that segment, so he has no
I
clue
know
what
he
we're talking
wasn't here
about.
because we have a fucking ass backwards now. We only bring the guest on for 13 minutes.
13. It's been like 2.5 hours.
I know.
Anyway, now I do have to go.
No,
'cause
Now
I,
we
I,
have to go.
I have to
All
go
right.
too because I
really
really
do
don't
too.
want to be here anymore.
Love you, listeners. Love you guys. Thanks again, John. And
Thanks, John.
peace out, everybody. We'll see you next show, 155. The Blind Dead trilogy, quadrilogy, whatever the fuck it's called. It'll be. Peace out.
Twility.
I ain't talking anymore.